But yeah, so I will jump into showing the party in a second. But currently, we are in a horrible land ruled by a vampire, and they are slowly working their way through, gaining new people to help them to support to take this guy out. But at the moment, we're about to jump into a special Christmas thing that I wrote and have stuck in the middle of a horror campaign, so you know it's going to be creepy. Hopefully it's going to go okay and they're not all going to die. Although that does happen sometimes. We are sadly a player down. Kyle's not here tonight. And we know that Blaine is on and off because he just had a bubba and has to look after them at times. I mean, all the time, but you know. Oh, Angel. No, Pepsi. Because Pepsi... you can get Raspberry Pepsi. Raspberry Pepsi Max, because I'm trying to cut down sugar intake. So, yeah, that's a whole thing. Let me jump into the call with my party, and you can get to speak to them a little bit. I'll keep my big face on screen, and I'll change my background. I thought that the Krampus background would be fitting for tonight, but I think it just looks a little bit off, because it's got the writing on it, which I didn't notice until it was too late. There we go. Put me in my absolute favourite place, which is obviously an alchemist's lab. Oh, Pepsi's such a good choice. And Pepsi Max is so much better than Coke Zero. Oh, Inky, no. I can't stand ginger ale. When I was back in America, because I'm from Pennsylvania, it's about Mountain Dew Code Red. Ugh. They've banned it here now. You can't get it at all. You have to import it to get it over here now. The American sweet shops in England can't even stock them anymore. You've literally got to get them online. But yeah, I think what I'll probably do is I'll shush the Carol of the Bells spooky mode right now, put on some creepy forest background noise, and jump in the call with the Dupe Troop, who are here to play this horrible campaign tonight. Hi everyone, how are you doing?
Hey.
Hi.
we just had a raid of 18 people come in from Lavender Courage, so we've got a few viewers tonight. Wasn't expecting so many right at the beginning, but yay. So yeah, we're going to have an interesting...
Of trying to give Kimmy an update on some of the stuff she missed before she joined.
Oh.
Yeah, Kimmy's reaction is,
Without
well and truly,
context.
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Started with, what do you mean, doggos?
Just some doggos. And what do you mean a magic assassin mirror? Excuse me.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, there's a few things you haven't seen yet since you joined the party. Right, let's quickly run through everyone and how they're doing. So, Doodles, you're up. How are you doing, buddy?
Doodles is fine. Doodles pushed himself a bit too hard yesterday and wound up crashing super hard. But Doodles is fine right now and is up for some D&D.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I'm sorry that you crashed a bit, but I'm glad that you got good rest for today at least.
Yee.
And Phil, how are you after your wonderful, joyous day of team building?
Don't. A work Christmas party over Zoom has one benefit of a work Christmas party not on Zoom, which is that you can mute yourself and turn off your camera and make faces when you think everyone's being a twat. But other than that, I'm fine, thank you very much.
Good. And how about you, Sarah? How are you doing today? Oh, you are cutting out loads, son. I didn't hear like any of that.
Oh no. Oh.
And now you feel far. Now you sound far away.
You're too quiet.
Closer to Mike. You can do this. Or not.
What effort?
Or not.
Is that any better?
Oh God, yes.
That is.
Oh, good. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'm okay. We are doing the D&D. Let's do this.
Short and sweet. Fair. That is absolutely fair. And Kimmy, how about you? How are you doing?
Not bad. Long at work. Quite busy. It was quiet, but busy at the same time. It was really weird. I got myself a really nice Oreo donut, which I'm actually enjoying. It's very good.
Yeah, that is.
I was really tempted, and so I was like,
surprise, motherfucker.
Why not? So I got myself an Oreo donut, and it's absolutely lush.
Do not blame you whatsoever. Oreos are some of my favourite things, and mixing it with the donut just
You have
Literally the best thing
have
in
your
the world.
Oreo.
I love it.
yeah, have me an Oreo. Yeah, utterly fair. Yay. So the week before was interesting in that the party have taken steps to taking back some of Barovia from Strahd, as there are three, well, I think currently two. No, he's met all three. There are three people speaking in one of the players' heads. Well, no, one of the characters' heads. If it's one of the players' heads, we've got bigger problems. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Kimmy. That's really lovely. Yay. Thank you. But yeah, so that's them being portrayed by a giant pink bunny. They just reconsecrated some standing stones. They got visions of hundreds of years of history packed into one very quick sequence. And they saw Strahd, and they saw that perhaps the story that they were told about the poor woman who was sadly lost in the mists may not have been entirely true, as it seemed that she had quite a tender relationship with Strahd. The woman who looked very similar to Irina, a woman that the party have rescued and who is now currently not with them, who Christopher may or may not be a little bit attached to. Might be kind of pissed at the moment, I imagine. Right. So as we're coming back in, I'm going to do a little bit of narration because today is a bit of a special one. So for people at home, we're playing through one of the official D&D modules, which is Curse of Strahd. Today we're playing a special Christmas-themed episode called Holiday in Barovia, because there's a song, Holiday in Cambodia, that I've heard be filked and turned into Holiday in Barovia, and it's really funny, but I haven't shown the party yet because it has some spoilers. But yeah, so we're going to be diving in, and it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be interesting. So, to kind of finish up what we did last time, the party kind of decided that after everything that had gone on, they needed to take some time to rest. They'd had a bit of a day. They had rested before, and then some other things happened, and now they're currently camped up on the outskirts of Berez, the sunken city, where they have found the Tome of Strahd, which is essentially Strahd's journal. They also managed to pick up...
Why don't girls like me?
I mean, yeah.
Such a nice guy.
It is a bit weird playing that. Yeah, no, he basically went from this dark and mysterious and spooky and suave individual to, oh, he's an incel. Shit.
I respect all the women.
Yeah.
Why don't they love me?
To the point where they have found that he murdered his brother in order to try and steal his betrothed.
No, I have discovered that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, we don't know shit.
You have not told anyone
no
yet.
idea.
That is true. That is true.
Haven't a chance. They were too busy wanting to go bleed on Stone Circle.
But we did see some cool stuff after we, gave blood to the blood god.
Blood to the blood god.
Blood to the blood god.
Oh my god. I mean, it's true. But yeah, it's going to be interesting.
At least I went to go talk to a Martikov. Or Martikov
Selena and Jack just like,
adjacent.
oh my god.
You did go speak to a
You sent
Martikov,
off to go look for a tree.
and you sent them off to go look for a tree. Although that is potentially going to play into something as well very soon.
I stole a screwdriver too.
I'm going to pause for a second. Becca just told me that she has had a gap in her subscription to the channel because she can't afford it till the end of the month. So I've just gifted her a sub so that she doesn't lose her streak of 42 months.
Aww.
Because I'm not yeah.
Heck yeah.
I know I didn't, Becca, but you've been so supportive. You've given so many bits and so much so much to the stream, and your time as my moderator. Yeah, don't worry about it. You absolutely deserve it. But yes, so as we start today, the party have camped down. Obviously, Christopher does not sleep. So dawn begins to break in Barovia. Obviously, the howls of the wolves have not ceased. It seems that no matter where you go in this hellish landscape, those damn howling follow you all the time. In one of the mostly dead trees above you, Christopher, there hangs a bat, staring down at the newly consecrated land of this stone circle. Already, you can see that vibrant plant life has begun to grow. The stones themselves look almost like they've been freshly hewn. All of the years of eroding have been completely restored. The bat releases the branch and begins to flap its way through the damp air, but with a caw, a raven streaks through the sky, claws embedding into the creature as they crash to the ground. Even before you could act, as you know what bats mean in this place, that has been removed from the equation. You obviously haven't slept, and the day plays through your mind a little bit. You can feel Yao Gui being contemplative. He has been remarkably silent throughout most of the evening's rest for the others. As you see the bat, you summon your blade and prepare to take it out because you know what that means. But you calm yourself as the raven begins picking at the corpse of the bat. Possibly a Martikov taking out one of Strahd's spies, and if not, then it was definitely a metaphor for the ongoing conflict. The rest of the party begin to emerge, fold the camp down, and as you do, a man comes running through the marsh as best he can. Help! Help! You are the dupe troop, yeah?
Jack, at this point, who's surprisingly still here, will go, wait, we are?
Oh. Apparently that's the name we gave ourselves. It's a thing, don't worry.
Oh, I've never heard of that before, but I mean, sure.
It goes back a bit.
Do you know what? At this point, I don't think I'm going to question it, Mia. You don't have to worry.
The man kind of doubles over, his hands on his knees as he tries to catch his breath. He clearly has gone for some while, and the marsh is not the easiest place to get through.
What can we help you with?
You are... he looks at you and like raises an eyebrow. He doesn't recognise you. He looks to the rest of the party. And you notice as they emerge from their tent that today Gol has taken the form of Jack, although he will be using Balthazar's token for tonight because I didn't prepare another one. So I hope that is okay. But he looks dishevelled, more dishevelled than usual, and you've had a really rough night of sleep, Jack.
Noted.
And thank you for the scrub, Metalelin. Is that how you say it? Metalelin. But yeah, thank you for coming over from TikTok. That makes me happy. But yes, the man's like bent double, breathing heavily. He's like his trousers are soaked up to the knees. I have come from Velaki, where and he looks over at Christopher and then at Ithaca, who is kind of nearby, seemingly trying to catch a toad. Looks over. You may have a chance to redeem yourselves in the eyes of the people of Velaki.
Redeem ourselves?
Okay.
Selena will look really confused at the others, like, what?
He just kind of gives a gesture, he's like, I'll tell you later.
Another long story then.
It's a long story. What exactly does Velaki want us to do?
Our children, all of them, every child in Velaki, gone. He's trying to get the words out as quick as he can through ragged breaths.
Disappeared or is there any trace of him?
No trace. We wake up today to celebrate Zimasvetki, for winter celebration, to bring good harvest. Father Lucian calls for the town to come together. We come together, and a few people. Sometimes the children go out, they play together. Everyone did not realize until we were together that every child at once has gone. None of them just gone. Their beds empty. But we only have footprints to follow, but they go into the dark woods, and already 2 of us have tried and have vanished.
You run all this way to find us.
I took horse most of the way, but horse collapsed just outside of the mansion of the dragon.
Come sit.
He does. He kind of comes over and sits on one of the bits of wildlife that has stretched its way up a gnarled root of a tree.
I mean, Sarah, I'm confused with this whole redemption thing, because theoretically, had I been involved in any discrepancies with Lucky, I would have been in disguise at all times. However, that's a moot point. This was this morning?
He, literally as you say that, he looks over at Ithaca and she looks up and waves back at you all.
Oh, no, yeah, she wasn't sorry for any of it.
Yes, we... normally it is early start on Zimmerfest. I need to say that word slower. On Zimmerfestki, the bells of the church ring at 7. We all get together, say a big prayer with Father Lucian, and there is no one to say the blessings this morning. He is gone also.
Sort of ritual sacrifice, maybe.
Well, there are footprints, all of them leaving the town and walking into the forest. It looks as though they all left.
Dead just yet.
I hope not. This does not usually take any kind of sacrifice. It is merely a grand prayer that keeps us through the lean winters.
Saloni, you haven't met the father that they speak of. He's a pious, but he's a good man. So it wouldn't be him that's the cause of any foul play.
Okay. Well, if you said I've never met the man, and if, as what you say, Christopher, I trust you on that.
Yeah, no, it's just I realised that you had drawn a conclusion between him missing and them and talking about religious stuff. No, it's... This land is weird, but luckily some of it is not quite that weird.
We have no idea what has happened, only that...
Remind me, SJ, how much travel is it back up that way?
Back to get to...
You've played with distances.
Yeah, to get the full way back up to Vallaki, it'll be a couple of hours. Although from what the guy says in the words that are still being spoken, it's only about an hour to get to the point in the forest where they all entered. And he explains that, you know, it's children's footprints leaving the town, despite the fact that the guards are insistent they were on duty all night. A number of the guards have gone off to follow the footprints into the woods. A couple of them have not returned. A few of them have and said they got turned around and they don't know what the hell's going on. So they're kind of stood. He tells you they're kind of standing guard by the entrance to the forest where they think the children entered.
Is it far to Vallaki? I haven't been myself.
Where he's talking about it's only an hour. Are we saying on foot or?
Sorry, on foot. An hour on foot from here, but that is why we are so surprised. The children could not have travelled that far that quickly on foot, and yet that is what the evidence shows.
All right. Yeah.
Jack will chime in at this point and say, do you have a name or a description of any of the children? Because if we get a bit closer, I could probably track them.
I can indeed begin to list them, and he will give you vague descriptions and explanations as to the different children that have gone missing. There are a great number of them. He runs through a few of them, and then at a certain point, as he's going through, you realise that he's gone over 10, and there are a lot of them.
Okay, that's enough. I will. That's enough to try. Thank you. He'll then turn to his companions and be like, I don't know about you guys, but this kind of sounds like something we should probably do, right?
I wouldn't want anything to happen to children.
Yeah. Question.
No,
In
pretty
that,
innocent most of
nope. Go ahead, Kimmy.
I finished.
Okay, sorry. Just in that list of names that he was spouting off, were the kids that we rescued from the Bone Grinder and the Martikov children in that list?
They were indeed. Well, you don't know if all of them did, but they mentioned at least one of the names of the children from the Bone Grinder, and he also mentioned their older Martikov boy,
Brom, was it?
Brom. Yeah, well done. Yeah.
Hey, I have a good rememberer sometimes. Just- yeah, we have to go look and see what we can do.
Are you still under the impression that you're just a ranger?
I mean, I know at this point that I'm not just a ranger, but I do still have significant tracking skills, though.
No, I appreciate that. I just meant, what about changing form?
I mean, I can try. Is there someone else you much rather than me?
It is more, I thought if you could, and if there's guards there, if it's going to take you time to start looking for a trail, if you could get there quicker than we can run.
Oh, you mean the polymorphing thing?
Yes.
Yeah, I can do that. That's fine.
Shoot. I don't know, do we just all run for it, or do a couple of us, if we can get there faster, try to? And do some groundwork?
It probably wouldn't hurt.
Yes, like I say, I can polymorph. Is anyone else able to?
Krista pulls a bit of a face and goes, I used to be able to, but now. And there's this look of concentration on his face, and then there's a shimmer, and then there's a fucking great big giant eagles out there.
So goes, huh. Okay, so that means at least 2 people can get there relatively quickly. Plus, we also know that someone else can get there relatively quickly. Points at Ithaca.
Ithaca looks up and goes, yeah, I can run pretty quick. Looking like she has no idea what you guys are talking about, but yeah, she's happy to be included.
Did Master Caliban come out of the tent, or was there a smell of brimstone at some point?
Caliban's tent has been put down, but it was down. You're not sure when it happened, because despite the fact that you were awake, you would have at some points like gone up and walked around and stuff. At some point during the night, his tent would have vanished. And yes, faint smell of sulfur that you're used to when he disappears.
What a dick. In which case, seeing there is only a certain number of us now, Giant Eagle Christopher will look at Jack, and I'm not doing it. The Fizz rep is not willing to do this. I'm not going to go caw throughout the next 30 seconds. But Christopher will relay to Jack to relay to the others that if Jack's able to turn into something of a similar size, between me and him we can get Selena and Mia there, and if it can just fucking hoof it.
Yep, you'd all be able to travel all at once.
Jack will then wild shape wink into a giant eagle as well.
With or without relaying my message first?
Probably would relay your message first. He is not as stupid
As some of the other altars.
So yeah,
Everyone will look a bit nervous and look to both of them as they like giant eagle versions of them and be like, oh, never done this before.
so yeah,
Neither have I. This is new.
get I don't know, just obviously I think fucking kneel, but sit lower to the ground as you can, and then wait.
Oh, I guess I'll on to Christopher the Eagle.
Don't make a joke about riding each
Me
other.
too.
Don't make a joke
Thank
about
you.
riding each other.
I mean, we clearly give zero fucks about Esmeralda, but there we go.
Esmeralda is currently nowhere to be found.
Good job in it.
There's a note pinned to
Joking
the.
idiot.
By
There's a note pinned to
Scotland,
the dead tree.
By Tiamat.
There's a note pinned to the dead tree with a small dagger that basically says that she has.
No.
So yeah, it's written in Elven.
It's fine. I can read that.
I
I
figured.
can read it too. Hey,
Me too.
hey, Dap.
Right, fuck off all you
There
know.
has to be something Christopher's not good at. God. He used to
I mean,
be.
thieves can, but you know.
I love these guys. That may come up soon. Actually, yeah. So basically, it says in Elvish that she has returned to her master's tower. She hopes to see you guys there in the future. That she needs to check in with him, and if not, if she's not needed, she'll track you guys down again, kind of thing.
I'll relay that information to the team.
Secretly,
Then-
she's just gone back for another fucking screwdriver.
And
I mean,
steal the dagger.
You can totally have the dagger. It's quite nice, actually, considering it's been left behind. It's got like an onyx in the pommel. It's got black leather wrap. It looks almost religious, like an athame.
Ooh, great. I'm gonna put fancy dagger in my inventory.
Because you're a cleric,
Not
you'll
having that back.
because you're a cleric and you have some expertise in this thing. You'll recognise that the blade is silvered as well. So you've got a silver dagger.
She's not having that back, mate. It's tough. Shouldn't have left it. It's mine now. Claimed.
give it to Ithaca. See what it does.
Claimed. It's mine now. Then I guess I'll go ride Christopher. Like,
Becca, if you're still there, can you add that as a quote, please?
Christopher is going to act like Toothless in How to Train Your Dragon when Astrid is allowed along for the first time. So
Ooh.
we're going to need some athletics or acrobatics checks, I think, coming up.
So he immediately takes off.
In which case, I guess I'll get onto Jack's shoulders.
Eagle Jack permits this. Even bends down to allow you to climb up.
And you guys can
Aw.
see
Kaka.
as Ithaca is getting smaller and smaller below you, as Jack is a bit gentler. Jack is has done similar to this before with other people in the far past. As you know, he had druid training, so it makes sense. Well, you know, the body had druid training anyway, and has done this before. Christopher tears off through the air, spiraling, corkscrewing.
I'm not actually trying to kill her.
you hear Selena going, "For the love of all the gods and demons in hell and everywhere, please stop."
I will slide down to a more sedate, mature.
Yeah, there's a
Put
point.
them down and bib it.
Like,
There's literally a point where like she slips a little bit and you can feel some of the feathers being pulled just behind your wings, and that's kind of your you kind of get that indication and slow down a little bit. And yeah, can you roll me a con save, please, Kimmy?
God. I want
Okay.
it to be bad.
You
It's not
you
too
can
bad.
feel the bile rising in your stomach, but you do manage to keep it down. It is a bit shocking. And Ithaca you can see Ithaca, she grabs this poor guy from Vallaki, in a fireman's lift, and starts peeling full monk speed north. Maybe, I don't know if you guys forgot or not that you had this poor guy from Vallaki who was supposed to lead you, but yeah. Yeah, Ithaca speeds off, and you guys kind of keep an eye on Ithaca as you fly.
Poor guy's like, "Oh shit."
It takes maybe, it doesn't take you massively long at this speed to get to the parting in the woods that they were talking about, and as they put you down, as you kind of lower yourself to the ground, you can see that there are a number of people from Vallaki stood around this entrance to the forest. There's a guard that stood there who has, there are a couple of guards there standing watch, it seems, but there is a guard there who is clearly shaken. He has his helmet, he's clutching his helmet to his chest. He's shaking, his eyes are wide, and he looks terrified.
What?
Oh, you've come. The house, the witch. Is
Have we landed now?
yes, that you've been set down in front of these guards.
I'll get off Christopher's back and just sort of walk off for a minute, be like, oh.
You look kind of like in Hercules when Meg's riding Pegasus, and she gets off and she's all dishevelled and like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my... Yeah, you've kind of got a bit of that going on.
Yes, I love it.
Assuming I'm absolutely fine.
I mean, you've dealt with far worse than this, and Jack was a lot more used to it than a lot more used to travelling people than you.
He's a lot nicer with it.
Jack will let you off I would say imagine emergency flotation devices in aircraft, just little slide forms, and just let you slide down, and then will unwild shape himself and become Jack again.
Oh,
Thanks, Christopher. It was a ride.
That's what she said. Oh wait, hang on. That is.
Oh god.
That's how the joke works, right? Anyway, Christopher's going to walk to the tree line and kind of peer as far into the woods as he can. And by as far, I mean 120 feet dark vision.
So your 120 feet of dark vision is far more than any of these people could manage to see into the woods. And you can see that because you can actually perceive a lot of the things. Now, obviously, there's trees in the way, but you can still see that the footprints still go into the forest, but then they start splitting off in random directions. That being said, you can see that most of them seem to be reconvening and going in almost a straight path through the trees. You're not sure how these idiots managed to get turned around. That looks pretty simple to follow.
You mentioned a witch.
Yeah. Who was? I think it was a witch. The house was made of food, and she was cackling. And there was a fuzzy creature that went inside, and one of the trees tried to eat me, and I ran.
What? You? Oh, Robbie.
So, which witch is this?
Which is which?
Yeah, which witch is which?
That is a good question. I did not stay around to look, I'm afraid.
I'll walk over to Jack. Footprints are clear for a good number of feet, like 100 or so. There appears to be a clear direction, but I imagine as we get deeper into the woods, they're going to be harder to follow.
Okay. Such we follow them as far as we can, and if we get lost, I'll then start using magic to find them. So I can do that. Or we can just start right now. I don't mind either way.
I mean, thing is, you can't really bugger because it's Devil Sight. I can't arguably turn that off. Hang on. Can I?
No, that's pretty much. Your 120 feet of dark vision because of Devil's Sight. I think that's
So it's
continuous.
basically I can see normally in darkness. So it's not even infravision. It's I can see both magical and. So I bizarrely, don't know what it looks like when it's dark. Do I?
Kind of true. So yeah, you know what dim. You know you can see the difference between regular light and dim light. But yeah, Devil Sight is different from dark vision in that you can see normally in darkness. I believe you can see in magical darkness too, up to 120
Yes, I
feet.
can.
So
I can't even give Jack an idea of how dark it gets further into the woods because I have no idea.
not massively. Do you know? I will say that because obviously you've not always had this. I'll say that you can recognize it because you know the difference. Just in shades and stuff is what I'll go with. So I'll say you can do it. You can tell the difference. But yeah, I see what you mean. I hadn't really thought about that before.
Yeah.
I don't know how dark it is. I see in all.
Yeah.
So is it even light when you close your eyes?
No, because my eyes are closed.
Yeah, it's just that when there's
But
darkness,
you're still technically seeing.
you don't see darkness. You just see like
right.
You see like red. You see like the inside of your eyelids.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like when you shut your eyes in bright sunshine, you can still see the light.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Let's not get metaphysical with Devil Sight.
I mean, if someone can't see, I can give us light, but I want to also, give us away.
That's not a bad plan.
I mean, I can see.
I can see.
So...
I can definitely see.
Jack looks forward because grumble, can't see, grumble.
Yeah, Ithaca kind of.
It's okay. I can get.
What has Jack got on him, like, physically?
On who?
Jack, has he got like staff or something?
I've got like a staff. I've got the Gathara staff on the back, but Jack will point out that I can make myself see in the dark if desperately needed.
I can just cast light on you, but like I said, don't really want to give us away if you don't need to.
Yeah. Okay. At this point, Jack will cast Dark Vision on himself.
Nice and easy. Ithaca waves and kind of goes, I didn't used to be able to see in the dark, but ever since we got to this place, I've been able to see in the dark pretty well, actually. It's all black and white, though, when it gets dark. It's very weird.
Is it really from when you got here? Or
Probably slightly before, like,
some of the-
just, as we were on the castle, but it always seems to be dark here, so I see in black and white a lot more here than I did before. And at that, Ithaca's going to start walking into the forest.
I was about to say, we are just all turning around and going, should we go in, considering we can all see in the dark? So.
I guess I'll follow straight after. It's like, nope.
And
I believe we are all heading into the woods.
Okie dokie.
Wow.
Yes.
Going into the woods.
Who is taking
And
point to try and track?
When the trail starts to become... Well, if Jack can now see in the dark, Jack needs to...
Okie dokie.
Right, Jack.
Can Jack roll me a survival check with advantage to follow these tracks?
Hell yeah, I can, because I'm actually trained in it.
Just as well.
Let's do it. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
With a plus
I'm actually
6.
trained in it. Rolls a 9.
It's okay. It's not very.
Better roll.
There's a lot of different paths that these footprints take. They separate off to go around trees. They come back together, but they all seem to be heading in one direction. And they don't seem to be. It seems to be a pretty even gait. They don't seem to be rushing. They seem to be walking pretty steadily. And like as a tracker, Jack, you'd know as a tracker, you'd know that if they were walking at this speed the whole way from Vallaki, this should have taken them a long time. Like this is not something that can be done overnight, especially for how short this gate is. These are children. But you make your way through the forest. You're confused, but that's fine. And you track it pretty well. There's a lot of the prints, and even if when you do start losing kind of sight of what's going on, you find it again. You realise that with how twisted the trees are and with how the footprints are going off in different directions, for someone that couldn't see very well in the dark, you'd see how they would have gotten turned around. And as you start kind of heading through the trees start spreading out a little bit, a path starts becoming more obvious, and you almost stumble over a large white, like, almost rock. It looks potentially like a rock, quite smooth, white with swirls of red. It's very strange looking. Smells quite nice.
I might investigate the thing.
Absolutely, roll me an investigation.
I want to see what the hell this is. I almost tried to intimidate it.
Tell me your secrets.
What are you?
Where are they? Yeah, you lean down and kind of look at it. This is really weird looking. It's about the size of a dinner plate, and about 30 centimeters tall. Very strange. It's giving off the scent of peppermint.
Get the feeling from that it's dangerous in any way?
Doesn't seem to be. You've seen sweets before. It looks like an enlarged sweet, basically.
She'll relay that. This is just a very large peppermint sweet. Like a question to her voice, like, what?
Josh did mention a house made of food.
We want to. It looks at the rest of the group of. Do we want to check we're not seeing things? Like, does everyone got the ability to check magical stuff? That's not really my forte.
I mean,
Scalman can do that at will.
yeah, he
Alright.
can.
Can I try and just touch it to see if it's an illusion or something?
Yeah, it's not massively heavy. You could pick it up if you wanted to. It's lighter than it looks like it should be, and yeah, you can interact with it fine. It seems physical.
Don't eat sweets from strangers, so I'm not going to eat sweets that I found in the woods.
I lick the weird sweet.
I mean, it's certainly been on the ground for more than 3 seconds.
I'm very tempted. I'm literally very tempted to lick it, but I won't.
If it wasn't the fact I'm playing this character, I absolutely would have licked it as soon as I've seen it. But I'm actually having to be vaguely sensible.
I'm going to throw up a detect magic.
Okay, as you throw up your detect magic, how far? That's 30 feet, isn't it? Detect magic.
Yes.
Yeah. This thing itself is slightly magical. You can see a faint glow on the ground about 10 feet away. You wouldn't have noticed it if you hadn't done detect magic, but it's kind of got a faint glow to it. And as you kind of move towards it, it's another one of these oversized peppermint sweets, and there's another one a little bit further along. They seem to be leading a trail, basically.
We follow the trail of sweets.
That would be my next guess.
I mean, it
The
feels like a
house
trap,
made of
though, right?
food.
They are technically tracks. It's like leaving breadcrumbs.
No, I said
Like
it.
giant pepper
Definitely a
patties.
trap. Right?
It definitely sounds like a trap.
100% a
Yeah.
trap.
Let's
Well,
go spring the
you know.
trap.
Oh yeah,
We're
that's a
here,
great
we're
idea.
here.
There's a trap we want to spring.
Ithaca has already started walking off towards, like, in the direction.
Cushy. Yeah.
She's not going at, like, super monk speed, but she's going, ooh, a trap! And started walking off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ithaca,
No, we don't say ooh traps. I follow Ithaca.
I'll follow behind me.
Following.
Okie dokie. You follow this track. It doesn't take you very long before the trees start thinning out, and you approach what looks to be a dried up waterbed. There is a little bit of water still trickling along it, but it looks like this used to have been a running creek, and now underneath the very thin amount of water that there is, you can see cracks in the ground, and it doesn't look very well maintained. The trees have started dying out around here, but there is a lush, verdant path of moss that you're following. There's some ferns along the ground, and there is a small bridge over this, and it opens up its way to, well, why don't I show you? Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
Battle map,
Isn't-
instant concern.
Yeah, there's indeed a gingerbread house. Are those lollipops giant? Because I want one.
Those are giant
Grass
lollipops.
edible.
They seem to be set up almost like a farce. The grass does not appear to be edible. There is a large tree that is quite nicely decorated. There's baubles and icicles hanging from it. there appears to be these large lollipops appear to be like almost like a fence, as the vegetation on the inside of this is beautiful and lush. The vegetation on the outside looks dead and gnarled, and like a lot of the darker places in Barovia. But anything contained within that path and within about 10 feet of the peppermints you've been following seems to be lush vegetation. Everything else seems to be dead. And there are continuation of these peppermints close together on the other side of that little bridge that lead to, what looks to be a house made of gingerbread and large gummy sweets and icing and fondant.
Some of it considered flame retardant. Just letting you sink in there.
I mean, if it's sugar, it will burn.
Oh, shallow. Is this creek dry bed?
Yeah, there's a little bit of water, but it's mostly...
Sorry, you might...
That's okay. Am I coming through okay?
No, I said sorry, you may have mentioned.
Yeah, that's okay. So there is a little bit of water, like only a couple of centimeters or so, but it is struggling to get through as the bed underneath it is quite cracked.
But from the pathway, how deep a gorge does this create?
Oh, not much at all. About 5 feet,
Okay.
maybe 10 at max. Like it's varied in different places, but yeah, it looks pretty easy to cross.
Lady Mira, is your detect magic still working?
I don't know, is it? It's 10 minutes.
It should be by now, yeah. Yeah, so it's still working.
Okay, so it's still up? Yeah.
Is that building magical?
Is this map to scale?
This map is to scale, yeah.
Okay, I can't quite tell. I have to get a bit closer. And I'll just start meandering my way.
So,
Jackal.
sorry.
Oh, yeah, realising that it is me is crossing the bridge, Christopher.
So, Mia, the bridge doesn't appear magical, and neither does the vegetation, but the peppermints all seem magical.
No.
The lollipops all seem magical. The tree seems magical.
Yeah.
A lot of the things on the tree seem magical. And the house seems magical. And a few of the gumdrops that have fallen off seem magical.
Footprints?
Oh, yeah, the children's footprints lead
It's-
literally directly to the bridge, and then from the other side of the bridge directly into the house.
Oh, the kids are here.
Ithka goes and pokes one of the lollipops.
I mean,
And it's all magical.
without being a massive pessimist, the kids were here.
They at least were.
Yeah.
Do you want me to check that they still are? Because I can do that by magic.
How? I know you mean by magic, but I just mean what? Can you find out if a particular individual there is there?
Well, the best one for me would be Brom, because I've met the kid. But
Right.
yeah, I'm a really
Got
good
you.
tracker.
No, I understand. Yeah.
I'm a really good tracker. I can find objects. I can find people.
Yes. Not so much tracking to work out if they're inside a building, but that's more magic.
Ithaca snaps
is
one of the
magic,
lollipops off and licks it. She goes, oh, blackcurrant. Nice.
Don't try the red ones.
And if there's any yellow snow, don't eat that.
There does seem to be a dusting of casting sugar over the house that makes it look like there's snow.
I'm gonna walk slowly up to the door.
Okie dokie.
At this point, Jack is going to do locate creature and is going to name Barom Matikov, because that's the person he's actually met.
Locate creature. Just double checking it. Boop, boop,
I can
boop,
do.
boop. Oh, yeah. So, this creature is within 1,000 feet of you. They are appear. It seems to be ahead and down, so almost like underneath the house. That sounded scarier than I meant it to. Like underground, probably. Not like very.
God.
They are alive. They are not moving, but they are alive, and they are there.
On the ground.
About 6 feet down. Yeah.
I thought you meant they were just like ahead, and I was like, oh crap.
Yeah, a bit of them's over there, a bit of them's over there.
Jack will then go, yep, Baroma's still here. Probably in a basement.
God.
He'll turn back to Christopher. Well, breaking and entering to rescue someone seems to be your forte.
And mine, Ithaca says, licking
You're
the
fine.
lollipop still.
I simply caused a ruckus. In the
Cause
attempt.
another one now, if you wish. There's a bit of a smirk on her face.
Or we could just knock.
I mean,
There is that too. I suppose it would be worth trying to at least get permission for some of us to enter the building
Ithaca nods.
before we break things.
Yes, please. So what you guys doing?
Oh god. I'm scared. I don't want to knock.
looking at everyone being a little bit hesitant, Christopher is just literally going to walk up and knock on the door.
Thank god someone else did it because I was like, ah.
So you're knocking on the door
Here to
isn't
reclaim our children.
you're knocking on the door isn't incredibly loud or anything, but it seems to, like, each time you knock, it seems to radiate inside with a much louder noise. Like, you go, and inside it's doom, doom, doom. The door
If it
slowly.
sounds particularly loud from here, I will use thaumaturgy to make sure it's loud.
I mean, it's almost as if the door was thaumaturgying it inside anyway. But yeah, you make it as loud outside as well. And then the door slowly creaks open. You'll notice that the door itself seems to be made of gingerbread and has like a lovely, beautiful cast sugar. I can't remember what they're called, where it's like glass panes. But yeah, basically like a stained glass window made of sugar. That you can't.
Oh, I know what you mean.
I can't remember what
It's
it's
just
called.
literally called sugar glass.
Yes, I think you might be right. Yes, it is. So as it swings open, you can see inside, and it just looks like a regular kind of sitting room. But you hear, it's almost like a rush of air coming out of the door, and with it, there is a bit of an echoing voice, and you hear, Christopher, Gull, Selena, Mia, Ithaca, Raise, you shall be judged.
Joel's not here right now.
Thank you. I was going to say that.
Riz is not here right now. I mean,
You hear Raise in your head going, fuck off, am I not? And there is a corridor inside, and you can see kind of, obviously with your vision, Christopher, you can see at the end of the corridor, there's another door that's open, and it seems to be a living room. And there's some kind of sign hanging above the living room door.
I'm in no mood for fun and games.
you mean judged?
I don't know, but it doesn't sound great. Steps in
Christopher
anyway.
has wandered into the house.
Okay?
Yeah, do you want me to go behind you just in case?
Okay. So you kind of, as you step into the house, there's like I said, a small corridor. And then the corridor leads to another room. The sign hanging above the door to the living room says naughty or nice, and there's a big question mark.
Is it in common?
It is in common, yes.
Good. Otherwise, I'm out of luck of even reading it. Chris will look at it and go, subjective, and then walk in.
Okay, everyone following?
Following.
Okay, cool.
Because she's like, well, I'm nice. Doesn't mean raises.
I hope I have put the fog of war on this page and then just revealed the one thing. But being the GM screen, it's kind of hard to tell. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's try this.
You need us to all look away, just in case.
No, it'll be alright. Wee!
DM anxiety.
It's
Okay.
fog of war.
Yay! So you should only have the top like left of the screen. So that's the map you've got so far. So as you walk in, through the door, this is a rather beautiful room, actually. From none of the things inside it are made of confectionery. It all seems to be furnished rather nice. It's warm. It's warm, inviting. It's rather larger than usual. Everything's kind of bigger than life. There's a large sitting chair. It looks very comfortable and plush. It's about 7 feet wide, so it's really big. There's a large fire. You can smell that there's things cooking inside it. There's a big table with a pie on it, a large double bed, and there are so many presents in this room, like just stacks and stacks of presents. Every bit of free space, just covered.
Okay, so what the hell am I meant to do in here?
I mean, I'm glad you said it was a double bed, because until I noticed the pillows, I just thought it was a corpse pile covered over the top.
I'm not gonna lie, my brain thought it was a doggo. You know how Doodles finds things which aren't there.
These stairs.
They are indeed. The kind of entrance to them is covered over by presents, but you can see, like, they're not blocked. You could move the presents out of the way to get to them if needs be. But yeah, you can see that there are stairs there. Actually, that's
Going down or
down?
That's a fair point. I should actually probably put them there, because that's kind of blocked off a little bit. And yeah, they lead down.
Oh. Suppose that's the way that we to go. You said, right, Jack?
Yep. Jack will move over there and he'll attempt to move presents. Whether or not this will go well or not, I don't know.
Of help him shift presents out of the way.
Okay.
I see that Christopher has found the real present.
Christopher, what are you up to before I...
Observing.
What would you like to do? What are you doing, Christopher?
Is that massive chest there?
Yes, it absolutely is.
I would like to see if... Is there an obvious lock on it for a start?
No, it doesn't appear to be locked. It is closed, but it doesn't appear to be locked, no. Not at first glance, anyway.
I am still
Well, this is the trial, isn't it?
being a massive paranoid. What's the... what is mine? Sorry about this. My proficiency on that is... I would like to see if it's trapped. Yeah, my brain had...
That's okay. Yeah, absolutely. Roll me an investigation check.
Well, oh yeah, no, it is investigation, isn't it? We've established this. Tools for proficiency are unlocking.
Yep, tools for
They
unlocking.
are not for...
I need music. Let's do with this. This is a creepy thing for a house. Let's go with that. Since Roll20 doesn't let me add my own music anymore, oh, that's a pretty good investigation. Yeah, you don't want to touch this chest. Like, you kind of look down at it, you look around it, you notice that the iron bands that run down it, they seem to be shifting slightly as if it's breathing.
Who's a pretty mimic? And then step back.
Yeah, you kind of step back away. You can see that it almost the whole chest almost seems to slump a little bit in disappointment as you move away from it. Okie dokie. And I'm gonna move you for a second, Jack, because I need to move these presents if you guys are gonna get downstairs.
No worries.
So you start shifting the presents out of the way. And Jack, can you roll me a dexterity saving throw? It's a death throw. Start rolling death throws. Why has this stopped working? Oh, that's pretty hefty. So yeah, you start kind of moving these presents. You can't tell if they're like, you can't tell how full they are. Like the weight seems to be off compared to the boxes. Some of them feel like they're completely empty. Some of them you can hear the rattle of things inside them. At one point, you kind of toss a present to the side and it spills open, and there's like an owlbear plushie that rolls out of it, and and then. And another one,
Wow.
you pick it up and it seems to be a jack-in-the-box, and it does startle you as it kind of springs out, and it appears to be a jack-in-the-box with Ithaca's face on the bouncing face that pops out of it. There's like a wooden sword.
Another one has Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
What's in the box?
Wow.
Jack, you were saying?
It would have been quite bizarre if Jack's head was in the Jack-in-the-Box.
Yeah, it wasn't, thankfully.
That's what I call irony.
But yeah, you notice, like, these presents, these seem to be quite nice presents mostly, except they all seem to be slightly off. There are some, like, small wooden swords and things like that seem like you can know, as you kind of pick one up, you get a splinter off of it. It's like, son of a bitch. And you notice the entire, like, sword is riddled with small, like, nails and bits of sharp wood, and you kind of throw that aside. As you kind of step back, you step on the owlbear plush, and blood starts oozing out of its mouth and from its claws. Another box pops open, and it has Selena's face on it, but on the back of its head is Ray's face.
Oh, that's even worse.
Is this kind of like Nightmare Before Christmas when Halloween Land does Christmas?
Kinda.
Awesome.
I hate that.
Jack will go, these toys better not have been made by that one toy shop owner, or I swear we're going to be having words when this is over.
So you know from every toy you've ever seen Blinsky make, there always has a little tag that says, is not fun, is not Blinsky, and none of these have tags on them.
Okay.
And as you kind of kick away the last... You kind of start getting annoyed at these presents because you can tell they're a bit fucked up. You kick away the last box and it tries to bite your foot.
Oh.
Present mimic.
Present mimic. I've got tokens for fucking present mimics, guys. So, yeah, please. Can everyone roll me initiative?
Oh, there's gonna be more. There's gonna be more. I hate it. Oh.
I don't know, man. Mimics are pretty hard. It would be mean of me to put several against you. Why would I do such a horrible thing?
Because 'tis the season.
Wow! I mean, you're not wrong, but damn. That is slanderous.
Because I do exactly the same thing.
I know you do, and this is why you get to get me back on Fridays. I get to get you back on Thursdays.
I get to get you back tomorrow. We're going on a Christmas adventure.
It's a Christmas. Oh shit! I need to send you my character. But yes, we're at Christmas adventure tomorrow.
Just gonna let you guys roll on your D&D Beyond sheet. Well, it's
Go. Oh yeah. Go Mia. And
Mia, you are so not last.
Mia's not last.
I know. What the shit?
That's amazing.
And my roll is in the double digits. Double digits, guys.
woo.
And you'll see that Ithaca comes rushing over, swipes at the mimic. The mimic bites into, like, bites into Ithaca's staff and twists and sends Ithaca. At first, it looks like she's tumbling down the stairs, but she's a monk. She does like backflips and shit and reaches the bottom of the stairs pretty safely. But he's gonna be out of this fight because fuck it. I have already.
You don't want to have to Jaeger a monk again.
Fucking hate Jaegering monks, yo.
Combat.
Fucking hate Jaegering monks.
So I will have my 7th attack.
And I suppose I need to roll for my mimic friends. +2.
Wait, you could not. That's fine.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's okay too.
Okie dokie. So, Gol, you're up first. Wait, I need battle music. This is weird. That's better.
So, bonus action, make a shillelagh. Action, pop this fucker in the face.
With said shillelagh.
This is not what presents are supposed to be.
Add present. Add present.
Woofed. That's a nice roll. That hits the mimic, unsurprisingly. Bum, ba-da-da-bum, bum. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
Okay. I don't know why that rolled that twice, but I've done 6.
Okie dokie. Yes, you did, and you managed to hit it, and I'm going to put in its... I forgot to put in its armor class. Where's its armor class? I mean, that's definitely going to hit it, but I will put in the armor class now. Okie dokie, yeah, you smack it. People at home, I hope that battle music's not too loud. Please let me know. Same with players.
It is a little loud.
Let me turn it down a bit. I forget how volatile reaction starts quite quiet and then jumps up a notch. Okay, yeah, so you managed to hit the mimic with your shillelagh. It crashes into the pile of presents, and for the moment while it closes its mouth, it seems to just blend in super well with them. It's hard to tell where the mimic is actually amongst them until it crawls its way back out and the ribbons coming off of it turn into spiked claws. And then it is Selena's turn.
Eldritch blast it.
Absolutely, you can.
If I step back a bit, will it get an attack of opportunity?
Yes.
And then I'll just stay there, I guess. It's fine. I wanted to anyway, it's all good.
Oh, nat 20.
Nice.
Yes, please.
Okie dokie. So that's 16 points of damage.
Like, tits, and Ray's is like, fuck you.
Raze is very angry at the present that had its face on it. Like,
Yeah, it's like,
it's just
nothing like me.
It's like how dare it? I haven't seen my face in years. But yeah, you managed to smack it with an Eldritch Blast, and it does a good 16 points of damage.
Nice. But I'ma just chill.
Okie dokie. It is now the mimic's go. So, it gets to make 2 attacks. What's its thing? It's +5. Okay, so all of these are not tokens in the game, obviously, because I homebrewed this whole story, so then present mimics aren't a thing. So, Jack, it lashes out with its ribbons at you.
That is a hit.
Love it. And I don't want it in my life, but I love it.
Oh, 15 points of slashing damage.
Big oofed.
Ow.
And Selena, you're going to get one at you as well, as it's not with its... As it turns and tries to bite your leg.
Thanks.
For a 17.
Misses.
Misses, okay. In that case, the other mimic is going to suddenly leap to life and try and bite Christopher's leg. For a 19, which I believe misses, Christopher.
Misses.
And it's going to try and hit you with its pseudopod, which is actually just a ribbon, and misses again. Okay. Mia, it is your turn.
Okie dokie. I'm going to cast Scorching Ray,
Okie dokie.
and I'm going to have the first 2 rays go to the top and the third one to the bottom.
Okie dokie. Roll me some hits.
That's the first one, that's the second one, that's the third one.
All of them hit.
Oh, yes. So, first damage is 8, second damage is 7, and fifth damage is 5.
Okie dokie. You see that the scorching rays slam into the bodies of these creatures, and you can see that a bit of the wrapping paper around them sets alight and curls as it kind of puts itself out as it moves around. But it seems to have done good damage to them, like more than you were expecting it to do.
Okay. And then I would like to spend 2 sorcery points to allow me to do a quicken spell, fire bolt at the second one.
Okie dokie, go for it.
Bye.
Rowanna, thank you for the subscription.
For 4 fire damage.
for 4 fire damage. That's one down to
Pride
Christopher,
Wing
yeah?
El Rowan, hello, Pride Wing R, sire.
Yes.
I see you clock W2 love.
Okie dokie, and that takes more fire damage again than you were expecting.
I think these things are flammable, guys.
And it is Christopher's turn.
SJ, how tall is this pile of presents?
About as tall as you. Like,
Okay.
they seem to almost be
I
cascading, so
am-
that's the shortest one, and then as they go back towards the wall, they get taller and taller.
But that one is about 6 foot high.
Yeah, it's about
Okay.
6 feet high.
I am going to use my movement to place myself there.
Okay.
I can't. I suppose I could. It's clicking me into the square.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Basically, I want to make sure that there isn't an obvious path to Mia.
Okay, yep.
There's a gap there, but it's locking me into a square, so I can't stand.
If
between
you hold Alt, you can move it, and it won't click you into a
Okay.
square, if that helps.
I
But
will do
I
that.
see what you're trying to do. You're trying to essentially block it off so that it can't get past you and the presence, which is fine.
Unless it leaps like a
Yeah.
fucking face hugger, in which case we'll find that out.
It hisses and jumps
and
to the sea.
2 swipes.
Go for it. That definitely hits. Jeez. I forgot you were on a plus 11. Yagui's awesome. And yep, that hits. Both of them hit. As Yaogui appears in your hand and you slash at this present. For 18 points of damage. And you cut through it. Some of its ribbons fall off. Like, you can see that you've cut some of the paper away and there's like what looks to be flesh made of cardboard underneath. And yeah, you look like you've done some good damage to it.
Have we got anything that I could do with a bonus action? No, that's me.
Okie dokie. So back at the top of the round, it is now your turn, Jack.
Hey, I'm gonna do second verse, second verse, bop this thing in the face. Cheers, shabang.
Smash it with a shillelagh. Sadly, that misses as you try and hit it with your shillelagh. And it really defiantly lifts up its ribbons, catches the shillelagh, and kind of pushes it to the side.
Rude. But that is my go. I'm not gonna be burning bono yet.
Okie dokie. Selena, it's your go.
Upon hearing these things flammable, he's just gonna go raise her up and let him take over, and we'll cast Scorching Ray at maybe 2. Can I get to this one?
You're skilled enough that you could cast Scorching Ray past Christopher, yeah.
I was gonna go 2 at this and 1 at this one.
Absolutely. So your first one hits. Force, yep.
I'm casting it at 3rd level because it's my Pollock thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So is that an additional ray? Oh, so I can do 2 and 2.
Yep, you can do 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. So you've got an additional ray.
2 at the top.
Very good. Oh, and that does that. So that mimic is like, it's not putting itself out as quickly now, and it's looking quite smouldering and quite rough. And that hits as well. They've got quite low AC, these things.
That's good. That's good.
Not as low as 9 though.
No, sadly not. Bottom. Okie dokie. And that one obviously doesn't seem as hurt as the one nearest to you, but it's not
I
looking
didn't need
great.
to do that.
Well, actually, you were missing a roll, but there you go.
Yeah, but now you've got
Oh,
it.
well, there you go.
All 4 of them have now hit. Yep. Yeah, I missed that on the first one. 2 damages and only 1 roll. But yes, that's fine. You've hit all 4 of them, and they are quite rough looking. And now it's their go. And the one at the top is now going to focus its attempted bite on you, Selena.
Yep, that's fine.
14 misses, I'm imagining.
Does.
And a 22.
Still hit though.
Okay, and then that'll do 2d8 plus 4. Roll 2d8 plus 4. Boom. For 10 points of piercing damage. No, sorry, slashing damage.
That's alright, I can take it.
And Christopher, you can see that this mimic is trying to get past you, but not doing a great job. And so it eventually kind of gives up and then slashes out at you with its ribbons.
Yeah, that hit.
Oh my god, it hit you.
I mean, it's 23.
Yeah, I know, but I was just surprised it rolled that high. So yeah, for 15 points of slashing damage, and then it tries to bite you. It hit twice.
Jesus.
For 13 points
I'm
of piercing
regretting
damage.
getting in the way. Should have let it get me here.
That would have been.
Jeez.
Type 28.
Okay. So yeah, for 28 points, piercing and then slashing and then piercing, and that's the mimics. So it's now your turn, Mia.
Okay, I'm going to do the same again. Instead of, well, this time cast Scorching Ray. The first 2 are going to go for the mimic fighting Christopher, and then the third is going to go for the top. Seeing as how I can see Selena firing her own fire, so we got this. So that's 1, 2, 3.
All of those will hit.
Sweet. But 18 to the bottom one and 5 to the top.
Oh. So the one at the bottom is still going, although looking very badly damaged. You throw a Scorching Ray at the one at the top, just as it kind of leaps for Jack's face, and you kind of snipe it out of the sky, and it falls to the ground in tatters and kind of smoulders away. It's now a little there's now a small scorch mark on the wooden floor.
Sweet. In which case, I would also like to use 2 more sorcery points to cast a firebolt at the remaining one.
Go for it. That will hit.
For an extra 16 points of damage.
Fucking amazing. As you then, like, you can see how she snipes this thing out of the air, and like kind of the flaming tatters kind of collapse around Jack. And then Christopher, as this thing kind of rails into you, it kind of leans back to like leap at you, and a firebolt crashes into its mouth, and it explodes from the inside out. And Mia, although technically this wouldn't normally work, I'd like you to roll on the wild magic table, please.
Hey! Spicy spellcasting.
Hello? Oh, okay, she is there.
He's
Okay.
begrudgingly doing so.
Dokie.
Oh no.
That
I
makes him
don't
laugh.
like that laugh.
You cast Fireball as a 3rd level spell centered on yourself.
Fuck, not again.
That will hit all
Fuck,
of you.
not again.
That will hit all of you. So Mia, go ahead and roll your damage. Everyone, can you roll me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Hey, Vay. I'm so sorry.
To be
It's
fair,
okay.
A dex is awful, so just
26.
what is
I
your
love spells.
what is your spell save?
I
Mia?
know for a fact, before I even kick in, I'm going to use my sorcery ability to add to that. Because I know for a fact 4 is going to bloody fail.
Also, my spell DC is 17.
Oofed.
Right, I can roll 2d4 to add.
Come on, Christopher. With the average,
Did you say 17?
17, yes. Oh shit,
Well,
have
more
I
than
got to
a
roll a
three.
dex save for myself?
Yeah, you do, because it's damaging you too.
Shit.
You got to try and dodge your own fireball. As you feel like a badass. You kind of stood there. You kind of so you kind of crack your knuckles. You kind of let your arms relax a little bit. You're kind of preparing some fire just in case anything else goes. And then suddenly you let off a fireball at your own feet, and boom! There's the scorch of flesh and hair and wood burning and cooking gingerbread. Okay. The chocolate that makes the doormat is suddenly melted across the wooden floor. And yeah, so anyone who rolled under a 17, you take 26 points of fire damage. Anyone who rolled higher, you take 13 points
13.
of fire damage.
Ow!
I'm glad that I used my bonus thing.
Mia's just kind of standing there, just blinking. Just a little bit out of it, and she's like, oh fuck, not again.
Jack will go, I appreciate you being thorough, Mia, but warning next time,
If something is
please.
spicy and a little bit upsetting, does she hit this mimic to bring it into play?
She does hit the mimic, but as this mimic is covered in presents, like you manage to make your way through to it, but there's presents either side of it. There's a chair that's now on fire. It's not going to be able to get to you before it burns to death, essentially, as it's actually on fire. It starts crawling its way through the presents, screeching, throwing presents aside. You've got more owlbears that are now on fire. You've got little stuffed bears with vampire fangs that are now on fire. What looks to be a puppet of Strahd that flaps around a little bit before burning to death. It's pretty grim. And most of this room is now... It sets on fire for a little bit and then kind of makes its own way out as it hits like gingerbread and things like that.
To do that, I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Sometimes shit happens.
Jack will look at Selena and says, I can help with this if you want, or do you want to do it, or do we want to do both, or...
I can also help, so...
I've got one that can do everyone, but I can only use it once.
Maybe save that one for later. We don't know what we're going to find in the basement.
We'll save that till later.
I'll save it.
How can we find an Ithaca? What do I see looking down the stairs? Is there a corpse of a shape-shifting changeling with an X now?
She did.
Give everyone five heals. It's not much, but it's something.
It's not much, but it's on its
Very
way. So Mass Healing Word gives you all 5 hit points back. At the bottom of the stairs, you can see Ithaca kind of... She's looking... She seems to not even be paying attention to you all. She's looking into the room that she's standing in. You can see that there is a sign hanging above the door at the bottom of the stairs. And Ithaca seems to be checking out what appears to be a scorch mark at the bottom of the stairs. But she doesn't even really seem to be paying attention to any of you, and she seems fine. Oh, you get 10 points
by the way.
back.
Thank you.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
Is everyone okay? Yeah, good.
Yeah. It's a little bit on fire up here. I think we might join you down there.
I think it was on fire down here at some point recently too. And I'm gonna go ahead.
You know that because you set something on fire?
I didn't set it on fire.
Okay.
It was on fire when I got here.
That's what you normally say.
I mean, okay, that is
to
fair,
join
but
you,
yes.
okay.
Okie dokie. So I will reveal the next part of the map. Is anyone else doing anything upstairs before I reveal the next part of the map?
Nah, just gonna do it for low.
Nope.
Okie
So
dokie.
make sure everyone got 10 instead of 5.
Yeah, did everyone see
Thank
that?
you.
You got an extra 5.
Yeah.
I would like to not die again.
If there's any rogue flames kind of upstairs, I'm going to use control fire to kind of damper them down before going downstairs.
Yeah, there's
I
a
mean,
few.
actually, yeah. Ensuring that our one egress isn't a blazing inferno upon our
Yeah.
wish to leave.
It would be really funny
Probably
if you
a good
guys
idea.
tried to leave and it was just a blazing inferno. Yeah. So there's a few places where there's like, you can see that the windows, which are obviously made of sugar glass, started melting. There's like some of the gingerbread is scorched and on fire. The room is full of fucking flammable things. Like the furniture is flammable. There are so many presents in this room, and everything's wooden that isn't made of food. So yeah, it takes you a little bit to calm it all, but you do. You essentially put it out.
So I guess I'm lagging behind the others, just standing at the top of the stairs, just making sure everything's kind of, not on fire anymore.
Yep, that's absolutely fine. So for anyone who is going downstairs, you'll enter into the left of the screen, the map to the right of where you are currently, which I have revealed, and Ithaca has already stood in because she's a butt. So the sign above this door reads, "Do you have the holiday spirit?" So as you kind of walk into this room, you can see that this room is dark, kind of disgusting looking, very, very different from what you had upstairs with the beautiful, inviting living room. This looks more like a dungeon. It's dingy, it's horrible, apart from 3 beautiful fir trees that are stood looking absolutely wonderful. You can hear an odd tinkling, as if it's almost like wind chimes, but you can't see where it's coming from. And you can see that there's a number of dead people in this room. None of them are children, thankfully, and none of them is Father Lucian. But you can see what appears to be a knight, maybe a paladin, in full plate armor but torn in half. There's some kind of goblin creature that seems to have been melted with acid. And what Ithaca is looking at is... you can't tell potentially what class they were, because they are hella dead and on fire. Or they were on fire. There's massive scorch marks around them and the body is burnt to a crisp.
And this individual?
Oh, that one you can't see from where you are. There's no obvious,
okay. Fair enough.
no obvious blood signs or anything like that, but it's just a female elf that seems to be lying there dead.
How long does this one look like it's been?
So I know that the actual corpse looks like it's still on fire, but it's been out for a while, and it is hella crispy. It's not warm anymore, at least.
Is it the body of a child?
It is not the body of the child.
It is not.
No. It made you a little bit panicked when you first came in, as they do appear to be shorter than usual, but as you get closer you realise that's a halfling.
Okay.
None of these are children.
Not like it. Well, innocent people though. Legally innocent, maybe.
Yeah?
Not true. This.
This is me checking for trap as I walk across. See, I'm not going near that bloody thing.
Oh yeah, that hole in the floor isn't actually
going...
there. Sorry.
What? Hole in the floor?
This thing isn't actually there. It was just part of the map I couldn't get rid of.
Okay. No, I am going to take a slightly circumnavigatory route round that chest to try and get to this table of stuff.
Yep.
And this is me hopefully not failing miserably checking for traps while I do so.
So as you kind of go along the way, you kind of walk past this tree, not getting too close to it, and even so, like the icicles hanging from it suddenly lift up and fire at you, but you saw it coming. You managed to dodge out of the way as they embed themselves in the stone floor. So these were fired at some speed, and everyone else will have seen that as well. Like this tree didn't come to life or anything, but seemed to definitely have been booby trapped. As you kind of head over towards the other table, the baubles on the tree drop and splash and crack and splash acid over the floor. But again, you knew it was coming and you dodged it, so you managed to get to the table without any hurt.
Oh.
I cast my detect magic.
Okie dokie. So as you cast detect magic, you can see that these trees are all glowing with detect magic, and there is something glowing on that table that Christopher has just gotten to.
Christopher, be careful. There's something, the magic over there. I determine what. Oh.
Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
Oh, sorry. I said, can I determine what school of magic it is, please?
Ah, yes,
You
can.
know.
You can indeed. Give me 1 second. I'll double check. So, in terms of the trees, they don't seem to be magic that you're familiar with. They don't seem to, link with any kind of school of magic that you know. Potentially closest to abjuration. But, you realise that it's a scroll that's glowing on the table that Christopher is looking at. And that is glowing with necromantic energy.
Christopher, be careful. Necromantic energy coming off that scroll. I just warned.
Looking over at Selena, I am going to hold my hand up above the table and move it slowly across and kind of tell me when. See if I can identify which one it is. So I'm not putting my hand on it. I'm not touching any of them. I am literally using my hand to move across the surface above them all, so that Selena can go, yes, there, when I reach the magical one.
So Selena,
do that.
You'd probably have to get closer to tell which one is the one
We'll
that
follow the
is magical.
path that he took.
Okay. I'll say having seen the traps that he set off, like he knowingly set off to kind of make them obvious. Roll me another investigation. You can roll me investigation, but roll it with advantage. See if you see exactly how to dodge out of the way of these traps. Yeah, you're fine. You managed to get around them. As again, same kind of thing, except this time it's reversed. The first tree lobs only a single bauble at you. It bounces along the floor, and then there's a small fireball, like explosion. And about this point, Mia, you can join the rest of the party because you've managed to deal with the fire.
Yay.
And the other tree, the star on top of the tree, suddenly spins at you like a saw blade and crashes into the floor. But you make it to Christopher without much of a problem.
Okay. I'll do that thing. Tell him when.
Well, you're stood next to me. You can kind of do it yourself.
She's not getting any close to that table.
Okay. In which case, Christopher will do exactly the same thing. And
okay, yeah. And she can absolutely tell you which one it is now. Which one not to touch.
I will do that.
It seems to be a spell scroll, which although it's got necromantic energy about it, it wouldn't do anything unless you actually cast it, so it's not dangerous, now that you're close enough to realise what it is.
Yeah, she'll relay that then. I think it's just a spell scroll. I have to actually cast it for it to do anything.
However, being massively paranoid, Christopher is going to use Mage Hand to pick it up and pass it gently to Selena.
So, Selena, roll me an Arcana check, and you can potentially figure out what this is a spell scroll of. If anyone else would like to do anything, please let me know. Ithaca's just kind of kicking around the room, checking things out.
Is there actually a big skull-based shield on the floor over there?
There is indeed.
Cool.
So yeah, you can see Ithaca has kind of gone over to this tree at the top, and obviously being a monk, she's very hard to hit with traps. So she's purposely kind of stepping in place, watching it shoot icicles at her, jumping out of the way, giggling as she's doing it. And yeah, Mia, Balthazar, you doing anything before I pass over to her?
Jack.
Not Balthazar.
Jack.
I've literally changed because it won't be to the other players, but I've done it on this. So it says Jack, still not Balthazar on my character. Jack isn't doing anything specific at this point in time. Actually, no. Can I do an investigate? See, any clue where the kids might have gone?
Absolutely. Roll me an investigation check. And Mia,
Funnily enough,
Mia, are you
Jack
doing
isn't
anything?
trained in investigation.
Oh, you can roll survival instead if you want, because you can
again.
track footprints instead.
Okay.
Track traps.
Yeah.
No. Having seen, I'm presuming, at least some of the traps that Selena went to get over to where Christopher is, and Ithaca jumping joyously between shots of icicles. I'm just gonna stand near Jack where I'm presuming it's safe.
That is fair and astute.
And help him look for any signs of where the kids have gone.
Okay, well, I would have said you could roll that with advantage, Jack, but since you got a 20 anyway, you can see that the kids. This is a stone floor, and there's lots of traps that have been set off. So tracking the kids is very difficult. But with a 20, you manage to see like a few footprints in the ash of this corpse, and like there seems to be a few footprints like made of ash on the other side here that lead to a what it just leads into the wall essentially. So yeah, this seems to be a fake wall there that I have now hopefully revealed. So it looks like that you can go through that way.
Jack will then.
Spell scroll it was?
Yeah, absolutely. Just waiting to see what Jack's going to say before.
Oh, sorry, Jack was just going to say, there's a fake wall that way. It's that way, guys.
And with your 18 Arcana check, this is a spell scroll of Revivify.
Oh, nice. Well, I will keep that.
I was like, it is technically necromantic, and that is the energy it's giving off, but it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god, they're going to burn it or leave it or something.
Well,
yeah.
I will pocket that.
Yeah, that's potentially very useful. So you'd know from Revivify, obviously, you need a diamond worth about 300 gold, and it's one of the few spell components I will check for, because, yeah, anything that has a monetary cost, you need to make sure you've got for your spells. Anything else, you guys have got spell pouches and shit. I'm not going to, like... I don't worry too much about spell components unless it is a monetary cost.
I need to get myself a diamond. But...
Probably got one in the bag holding. We've got enough loose gems where we've looted.
Probably.
So yeah.
So if there is not the hole here, is it just Scoopy, spooky, big face drawn on the ground then?
Yes, let's go with that.
Okay. As I'm over here and I don't need to come back over here anytime, the first roll is investigating to see if that face / thing is trapped. And the second one, hang on, I didn't roll a 1 for that, did I? No, I didn't. Good. And this is to see if this is Mimic 2, Revenge of the Mimics.
Mimic 2 electrically.
Oh, what, the
Indeed.
treasure chest? No, the treasure chest seems
Yeah.
to be a standard treasure chest. It's large, it's really big, but it doesn't seem to have a lock on it or anything.
And it's not trapped? Or
Nope,
doesn't seem to be
Doesn't
trapped?
seem to be. No, absolutely does not seem to be trapped.
Cool. I will say to Selena, you might want to head back before I do this, just in case I'm wrong.
That might be a good plan. I'll make my way back over to these guys, back to safety. Relative safety.
And with a reasonable degree of confidence, I'm still going to do the usual trick of I'm going to be stood to the side and all that jazz.
Grab those, SJ.
Absolutely. So there's
Before I...
Yeah, not a problem. There's a number of other scrolls on the table that are just more mundane. They're not magical or anything special, but you can see that there is stuff drawn on them, written on some. So if you want to scoop them up and throw them in a bag for now, you're welcome to.
I would like to.
Yeah.
And make my way back.
Making my way downtown. Okay, yeah, cool. Christopher.
Stand at the side of it, usual gimmick, if I can, then open it. Not standing directly in front of it like a plum.
Yep, you open the treasure chest and nothing seems to activate, nothing seems to go off, and inside is empty.
How big is this?
This is probably about 6 feet wide, so it takes a bit of effort to open the lid, but yeah.
Balls. I'm gonna get inside
You're going to get inside?
and close the lid and see if anything happens.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you get inside, you pull the lid closed, and yeah. You're in a dark box. You can see because of your dark vision.
Nopes out.
It's all in black and white. Everyone else, you see him do this. It's a bit weird looking. But, yeah, you're inside a chest. Absolutely. So, Selena, you probably don't have time to look at all of them because you've got about 8 different scrolls. But you'll notice that the first one you kind of pull open is what appears to be a hand. Like, it's a really intricate drawing of a hand. But what's weird about it is that it has some arcane runes around it as well. At first glance, because my Google is fucking frozen, you can't tell exactly what it's supposed to be, but there are drawings of an eye next to it, and it has like almost like a cartoony style eye drawn in the center of the palm.
I was gonna show this to Mia in hopes that she understands that a little bit more.
Do I?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana.
Oh, actually, for you, Mia, you can also roll me a history check if you want.
I mean, sure, my Arcana is better, so that's my Arcana, and that's my history.
Okay. You vaguely recognise this symbol from back when you were a kid living with your parents. This was seen around a little bit, and with your Arcana check, you recognise this as an image of a... You can't tell if it's an image of an item specifically, or if this is just the symbol of a rather dark person. You recognise it as the symbol of Vecna. This could, in fact, be a drawing of the fabled hand of Vecna. And if you need more info on that, I'm happy to send you some. Because your family talked about this quite a lot. You're not sure why.
Yeah.
But your family knew a lot about the hand of Vecna. So if you want me to send you info, I'm happy to.
Absolutely. I am 100% down for getting more lore. This is fine. A lore dump.
But yeah, you're aware that the hand and eye of Vecna were separate things, but that they were often drawn together to symbolize Vecna. And are you OC aware of who Vecna is and what Vecna's about?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you
I
know
am.
Mia knows a lot about Vecna, so you're welcome to give whatever info.
I've seen campaign 1.
I don't know.
Is that one over to Mia? Is there other ones that I can see that I do recognise, or whatever? I flick through kind of fast.
Some of them appear to be anatomy studies of some monstrous creatures. There appears to be an image of a beholder. There's an image of a mind flayer, quite terrifyingly, and Mia would recognize this, I think, if she's like seeing over her shoulder. There is an image of a creature that you saw once before that terrified the shit out of you, which was the combination of a mind flayer and a beholder. A mind witness. Very rare. Extraordinarily terrifying. It's when an illithid has managed to capture a beholder and infest it, and then a combination of the two have grown together with all of the tentacles and powers of a beholder and all of the intelligence and mind powers of an illithid.
And the tentacles.
And yeah, all the tentacles of that too.
Mia just kind of looks between the scrolls and then Selena, and then the scrolls and Selena is like, this is all kind of fucked up.
And yeah, there's some that have like lots of writing on them as well, but you won't have time to read that in here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep these. But feel free to have them off me anytime if you want them. You know, study. You probably know more than me.
And at this point, I would like all of you to roll me a dexterity saving throw, except for Christopher, please.
Oh no.
I'm not going to have Ithaca do it either, because Ithaca's not paying attention.
I think it would be nice.
God, consequences.
Okay. There's suddenly a bit of a bamf noise behind you in the doorway. There is suddenly flashing lights and a loud boom, almost like thunder. And all of you like turn and panic. Mia, you almost set off a firebolt in response, but you manage to
Boo.
catch yourself as Christopher appears behind you and shouts "boo" and lets off dancing lights and thaumaturgy.
You absolute
Why?
bastard.
We had the spirit. There we go.
Spirit? Spirit
Oh,
of what?
bastard, like Sean Bean.
I point on the sign above we walked in.
What's the spirit scaring the shit out of us?
Uh,
And as a result of the boom, the Christmas tree in the corner that hasn't actually been set off yet
Damn it.
suddenly starts creeping towards you.
Oh, no.
Ah,
And Ithaca shouts, guys. You've got a choice
do
here.
we run or do we fight?
Yeah, I was going to say, you've got a choice. You do have enough time. If you want to just go through the door, you absolutely can. So this wall here, like, Jack is aware that you can open it and then reclose it because it's like a sliding wall.
Elena will turn around to the rest and be like, run or fight.
Joker, run,
run.
Run.
run,
Run.
pack it.
Christopher mildly hesitates as getting close to the door and going, but will we have to come back through here with children?
We'll deal with that when we get there.
Okay.
Okay, so down to the south. Oh, does anyone need a break, or shall we plow through? Worried we'll run out of
Yes,
time.
please.
You want a break? Okay. We're going to have a
5 minutes, please.
very short break. Literally 5 minutes. So 10:05 we'll come back. Because, yeah, we went through the break. And we'll head into the room in the south. And I'll tell you, there's a sign above the door. And I'll let you know what's in the room, etc. when we come back. So for everyone at home, go grab a drink. For people that were in this campaign from the beginning, the Mind Witness is starting to pop back into the story. And yeah, because you have met with a Mind Witness once upon a time. But it was a baby. And yeah, I will see you guys in 5 minutes. I'm going to hang up the call, so I'll be back in a bit. Love your faces. And everyone at home, go and get a drink, go to the bathroom, and hopefully I'll see you after the break. Going to be a short one. I'm going to put the Carol of the Bells horror version back on because I really like it.
Hello, Pride Wing Arse. 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 Hello, Pride Wing Arse.
Thanks to a little something called naturally hyperallergenic food, Annabelle and Archie have just been crowned king and queen.
Well, yeah, I am back. Hello, everyone. Time to shush this. Get a creepy house music back. Let me know if that's okay, like levels and that are okay. And I'm going to jump back in the call with the wonderful Dupe Troop. So, hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Back.
He's back.
Hi. Yeah, so... As we... I hope everything's going okay. Hope you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
So as you kind of head through this rather sharpish into the southern door here, you end up going under a sign above the store that says, "Disturb the workers, pay the price." And as you start moving into this room, and I'm assuming the door gets shut behind you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, preferably.
So Jack manages to quickly slide this closed, and you hear like a scratching against the door as the tree manages to make its way to the door just as you close it. Ithaca is one of the last through just before Jack closes it. She's like, "Oh, there was a tree." And at that, you walk into a new room. This room is still covered in like stone, but the walls here are stone as well. There are a number of people, at least very short people. At first you thought, "Oh my god, is that the children?" But you realise that they've got green skin. They're wearing little green suits, little green hats with a bell on the end of them, bright red buttons going up the front, and they are all stood...
These goblins.
They are goblins that look like Santa's elves. They are currently making toys. You can see them building the toys that you saw in the present boxes upstairs. So you can see them sewing together owlbear plushes and like injecting them with what appears to be blood. You had hoped it was fake blood earlier. May not be after all. You can see that they're painting Jack in the boxes, but none of them have your faces, thankfully. You're not sure if these guys made those or those were special. And yeah, they just seem to be quietly getting on with their work. They don't look up at you. They all look a bit panicked.
Lena will turn around to the others and be like, "Let's disturb the workers, pay the price."
Not disturb the workers. Let's not pay the price.
Yeah, I agree. Should we just move on?
That sounds like a good idea.
Which way did the kids go?
I don't know, but I'll have a look. Can I roll another investigate to see where they've gone?
Survival, please.
Survival, rather.
Yep.
4.
Oh, no, that's fine. With a 10, you can still track it. This room is not like the other one. There's not quite so much going on. Like, you notice that there are a number of different small footprints, but the goblin's footprints literally seem to come in through the door that you came in, over to the point where they're exactly standing right now, and that's it. The slightly larger children's footprints that are actually wearing shoes, because these goblins you can all see are barefoot, seem to go down and out of the left of the room where there is a closed door over here.
Jack will point at the door from where he's going there.
I'm not very stealthy, just so you're aware.
Neither have I, but should we try it anyway?
How about, and I regret suggesting this, I try first in order to see if the flourish or the door is trapped.
That's a good idea. How about you do that?
See?
Careful.
How horribly badly I do this quietly.
Okie dokie. So that's a stealth roll. Go for it. And I'm assuming when you say check in for traps, do you want to roll an investigation for me as well?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So you start making your way across the room.
I'm going to deliberately, so that the others can see the path that I walk, almost an L. So from here down and then across, if I get that far.
Okay. Yep, so as you kind of start heading down that way, you notice there's one of the workers in the middle of the room. He doesn't seem to be doing anything at first. And as you get a little bit closer, you can see that he is seemingly unspooling ribbon. It looks like the same kind of ribbon that was wrapped around the mimics that they were attacking you with. But he doesn't seem to notice you. He's the one you've gotten the closest to thus far.
Yeah, and the plan is then to... Is that one there as well?
Yeah. That is indeed.
So, I will move slightly back up, and then I'll be walking directly that way, if I can.
Okie dokie. You make your way over to it, and you can see there's a small indentation, and then there's a wooden door. Hanging above the wooden door is another sign. This sign says, "We all want some figgy pudding." And the door is slightly ajar.
The door is open.
Very slightly.
I mean, yes, I'm aware that... Okay. I am going to... Does it open towards me or away?
Away from you.
I am going to place one hand on basically in the gap between, and another hand on how tall are the ceilings in this place?
About 20 feet.
Apologies for not being able to make a
Aw.
time.
Not going to place my
Thank
hand on
you,
top of it.
Blaine, for the 40 months of subscriptions. And no, I get that you couldn't make it tonight, buddy. We missed you, Dole.
Aw.
I had Caliban ready to go just in case, but that's totally fine, mate.
Oh, I thought we drowned him at the start.
God damn it. Yeah.
Well, this is awkward.
Roll me a new character.
Yeah, I thought that was the whole point. Yeah, that was the point of leaving them face down the river, right? Yeah. Would you like a separate stealth roll to try and open the door quietly?
Yes, please. As you've noticed, pretty much every door in this place thus far has been creaky as shit. And this one potentially might have been as well, but as you start pushing it, there's a slight creak of the hinges, and you very quickly kind of put your hand against it, and it just seems to be that it was slightly loose. You press it closed, and you push the door open, and it does so silently.
I obviously see into that room now.
Yep. While this is happening, is anyone else doing anything, or are you just watching and seeing what he does?
Pretty much.
If I move, I go clang clang. So I'm like,
That's fair.
I'll just not move.
So Christopher, you
Ah,
can
yes, the
see.
grand clanky.
You can see into this room. It appears to just be. It's a relatively nicely furnished, well lit room. It's a long, slightly wider corridor than some of the ones you've seen before, and there are 2 snowmen standing at the back near the door. That seems to be out of here.
No.
Seems to be out of here.
What? Oh, just a door that leads out of this room into somewhere else.
Alright. My apologies. I will turn on spot. I will then. So I don't. Jesus Christ! I actually genuinely just sat here and silently gestured, and I'm like, I will
It's
silently
called-
gesture with a kind of like come hither hand, as in motioning towards.
That's
And-
cool. Method acting.
Yeah, I am going to step into the room, but not far, and then await others.
Learn gestures for everyone else to go first.
Jack is gonna go and do a stealth and then try and get to the door.
Okie dokie. Go ahead, Jack. Roll me some stealth.
He is going to do the same. Oh no! Oh no!
This is, I think, both of our stealths combined is don't be suspicious, don't be
Yeah.
suspicious.
So, Jack,
Stealth. Stealth.
since you're going first,
Stealth.
Jack, go ahead and move yourself through, and I might stop you as you walk along the way.
Cool. Don't mind me. I'm just grabbing my stuff and leave. Do.
Around that point, you clatter a little bit,
Yeah.
and the goblin near the door kind of pauses for a second, lifts his head up, and then carries on with his work. You manage to make your way through the room.
Woo!
Ithaca runs
You do
along.
that at the doorway, do you, right?
Ithaca, like,
do that in character. Yes! Yeah, I did it. Oh shit!
Ithaca jumps up and parkours along this wall and lands next to Jack. Kind of chills over through here.
She does.
Mia,
Yeah.
start moving yourself through the room.
Oh no. Oh no.
And there's
no,
an eye-
no, no.
Oh dear.
Pause. At that point, you kick over what you hadn't really noticed it, but it was a small tower of wooden blocks, and you knock it over. They clatter on the floor, and you realise that although these are like the wooden blocks that would normally have letters on them for children, these ones have numbers on them. It's almost like a 6-sided die, and all of them roll 1s as you knock them over. But the chances of that are astronomically low. But at that point, every goblin in the room stops what they're doing and turns to look at you.
Shit.
All of them grab crossbows from their sides and lift them and point them at you.
Oh no.
We just want to pass. We just want to pass.
They
Not
don't.
here to
they-
disturb you.
They don't fire. They don't seem to move.
Not here to disturb you. We're on doing your work.
We just want to pass through.
Jack repeats this in Goblinish in case they do not speak common.
When you
Because I
when
actually
you
have that- Hey.
when you say that in Goblin, their ears twitch. They put the crossbows back down and turn and carry on making the toys. Their little bells on their hats jingling as they work.
Skulls.
And they don't.
I'm so happy because I've had Goblin on my sheet and it's never come up before.
The fact that you spoke Goblin is the only reason that Mia wasn't just peppered with arrows from every single one of those goblins at once.
Yes!
Just kind of reaches into her ration pouch, pulls out a cookie and hands it to Jack. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. You all kind of... I'm going to move this copper out of the way because I'm going to copy you guys into a potential new map in a bit. Not for this, but like this. I'm out of space on this map. So yeah, you guys kind of start making your way across. And yeah, you can see into the corridor now, the same corridor that Christopher managed to get into and Ithaca got into really easily. And yeah, it's beautiful, well furnished. There's sort of bookcases and things here. Looks really nice, cozy, comfortable. And there are 2 snowmen standing at the end.
Are there any words in this chamber or beginning this chamber that there were in the others?
Oh yeah, it says we all want some figgy pudding.
was.
Oh yeah, okay.
It says we all want some figgy pudding.
Anyone got some pudding to feed this snowman?
I mean, what actually is figgy pudding? Is it like pudding is in like slimes?
Oh, I really hope not.
Maybe just generic food?
Oh, what the hell's a figgy?
Just a fig? I don't know.
I don't know.
Jack will go, I don't know. Different people have different stuff on this body. I could try having a look.
I mean, it sounds like we're talking about a particular food stuff that none of us even know what it is.
I mean,
I don't think anyone have any.
you never know until you try. Okay, SJ, this is one of those of, okay, Doodles knows he has something, but the character does not. So may I roll an investigation to check my body?
What are you looking for?
I have, I will say a can of dog food, but it's not true. Like, I have some dog food in my inventory.
Oh god.
Your characters have been
where I got it
chatting.
from.
Your characters have been chatting so much recently. Like your alters are much better at communication these days. You'll know that you've got that on you.
Cool. Jack will pull out a portion of dog food and be like, ta-da!
I mean, we can try it, but I have no idea if we're going to appreciate it.
What is it? Just
Dog
looks like
food.
meat in. Oh. Okay.
And
Pretty sure we got it from.
as Jack pulls out this
we
can
were
of
talking
dog
about them.
food, Jack's entire body starts to shift slightly. Fur starts sprouting along his skin. Dark, coarse, brown fur. His ears start to elongate. He drops the tin as he suddenly falls on all fours and has transformed into a rather large mastiff, who starts barking, making all the goblins turn and look at you.
Kind of, kind of clamp her hands around his muscle. It's like,
There is a door you can close, guys. You need to start remembering to close the doors behind you.
I will.
Not
step
in
towards
yet.
the door. I will step towards the door, ask people, basically pushing the normist into the room, and get ready to close the door behind them. I'm assuming me to drag a dog by the scuff of its neck.
by the muzzle, basically. Just like, yeah.
I knew this was coming, and I wasn't expecting it to be right now.
You gave me control over your transformations. So last week, Doodles was supposed to wake up. Well, last time we played, Doodles was supposed to wake up as one of his alters, which is he has taken on the form of one of the dogs you guys rescued from the. So this is oh god,
Rescued.
this is.
Stole.
I mean, yeah, you stole, but yeah. So this is Meat, the Mastiff.
And Doggo.
I'm trying to find you a token that is good enough.
Thank you, Betty.
So yeah, he is a large Mastiff.
Spicy changeling.
Spicy shapeshifting.
Oh, that's a Dalmatian. That's not helpful. That's a car.
Yeah, spotty mastiff.
That was just a car. That's an inside-out dog. Wow.
Wow.
It's like you know the Resident Evil hellhounds. It's one of those, but in token form. Yeah, that's fucked up, man. Let's just put this one in. There you go. You can be Big Doggo. Controlled by the Doodles. Give me that token. You're gone. You're now Doggo. Okay, and you slam the door shut behind you, and literally, as you step back from the door, a hail of arrowheads go through the wooden door. And yeah, you pull the bar across it shut.
Doggo will start eating the dog food, which Jack was holding, which is now probably on the floor, looking very pleased with itself.
There goes that plan out the window. You, don't know, melt them? Yeah? Do they...
I mean, I could.
How long has it been since the other room? Is magic still up?
Detect magic's 10 minutes, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Considering you used that in the room with the living Christmas tree, yeah, it should still be up.
These living snowmen, by any chance?
So as you have a look at them, they don't seem to be pinging as magical.
I could try and melt them, but however, I feel like if I started to do that, everything would go horribly, horribly wrong.
We just ask them if we can... Wait, where are we even going in this room?
There's a door over here, and it's off the
No
map.
other room.
There is a door behind them. They seem to be standing in front of it.
We just
With
ask...
the sign.
Yes.
Does anyone speak Sasquatch?
Boo.
Has anything happened yet, SJ?
No, doesn't appear to.
I can do Abyssal, Draconic, Elvish, Infernal.
Like, as you guys are talking, Christopher's just walking off into the room. Ithaca's kind of started to follow him.
Doggo is just finishing his meal. It's free food.
So yeah, what are you guys doing while he's walking off? Mia,
I'm
Selena?
going to keep an eye on Doggo.
Yeah, because Doggo is just happily... Christopher, can you step back a step?
Thought so.
Thank you.
Hang on. It's alt, did you say, to...
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's
About
okay.
there?
The snowmen don't seem to do anything. In fact, as you kind of... You accidentally bump into the red one and the head kind of falls off and rolls across the floor. So it kind of collapses a little bit. It just seems to be a regular snowman. But... So just before this happens, Selena, what are you doing? Because Mia's trying to control the doggo, who is happily munching.
Keeping an eye on both Doggo, Mia, but mostly keeping an eye on Christopher.
Okie dokie. So Ithaca...
Getting a little bit closer, but...
Yeah, Ithaca seems to have taken up point behind this open footlocker. And is kind of just watching. Big grin on her face. And... Yeah, so Christopher. Can you please roll me a dexterity saving throw?
Is it optional?
I mean, you don't have to roll it if you don't want to.
But then that's an automatic fail.
Yeah. Okay. So, you're kind of walking along, you're looking at these snowmen as they are suspicious as fuck. But as you bump into the red one, its like head falls off, the body collapses a little bit, and you're like, oh, it's literally just a snowman. And then something drips from the ceiling and hits your arm and immediately starts burning as you take, oh, that's a really good roll for you, 2 points of acid damage.
I will accept that.
And
then do I look up to see whichever pudding it is that does acid?
both of 2 puddings fall from the ceiling as 2 black puddings drop from the ceiling,
Oh, no.
Oh,
collapsing
They
the
had to be
other,
black pudding.
snowmen, and here are your figgy puddings. Would you like to roll me initiatives, please?
Is it optional?
I mean, yeah, but then you go last.
Yeah.
You go last, Diff.
What are you guys not getting about failing being a thing? Oh, Christopher, nice. Okay. And
Last again.
Christopher, yeah, you're not last. Christopher, then Jack, then Mia, then Selena. Yeah, Pisky, it could have been worse. I could have given them the Dracolich Illithid pudding that we've got at LT.
Sorry, what?
Oh, pudding. At LT, there is a creature that has progressively gotten worse. It was at a linear, a gelatinous cube, I believe, and then people decided to try and dispose of a Dracolich skull by throwing it into the pudding and letting it, its acid corrode it. Unfortunately, this particular pudding takes on the properties of anything you put in it. So it became a Dracolich pudding. And it's now a creature that just shows up every now and again. Because they also threw an Illithid in it, it then learned all of the Illithid's spells, so it can now Dimension Door and things like that. It can teleport. So yeah, at LARP, every now and again, you'll just hear a shout of, "Pudding's back!" And there's a giant fucking gelatinous cube that is moving around slowly, putting brain slugs on people and taking control of them. And then, eating them and murdering them.
LT sounds wild.
LT is based on D&D. Like, the original LT was based on D&D, so it's very... And it's been going for, like, fucking 20 years or something. It's crazy. It's worth a visit. It's a weird one. Yeah, I better roll for my puddings. Okay, I'll put those stats in. Those stats are already in there. What's its AC?
Please roll for your figgy puddings.
Yes. Oh, that makes me happy. Oh, their AC is really shocking. Boop. But I have modified them a little bit, so this is going to be fun. 15, which means they go before Selena.
But after me, oh my god.
Dracolich pudding sounds like a tasty Halloween dessert. I mean, you're not wrong. Oh, the Illithid got thrown into pudding because what could go wrong? Of course. Okay. And
Everything can go wrong.
let me roll for Ithaca, because I'm not a dick. Ithaca will go first. Okay. Will she go first?
Ithaca's gonna ruin everything.
Ithaca. You know what? I'm not having Ithaca in this fight. I'm gonna pause with Ithaca. Ithaca's gonna get distracted. I think you guys have got this. Go ahead and go for it, Christopher. You're up first.
I'm sat here like, do we?
Seeing that Ithaca currently is over 10 feet away, just if I actually click on myself.
Ithaca can take a step back if you need Ithaca to take a step back.
Yeah, Ithaca can just take a step back. Christopher can take a look at these two, go nope, and feeling quite glad that that door is shut, is going to thunder step backwards. And they need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, let me load up the final battle of the Dark Wizards music. Which is, I love their spell music. It's nice and slow, but it's good. So what do they make? What save do they make, sorry?
On.
A con save? Oh, actually, they're not bad on con.
Balls.
Oh no, they're not, like, none of their stats are massively huge, but...
I'll accept that.
4 and a 14, so I'm imagining they both fail.
They both fail. So, do you want me to roll? I'll roll.
Surprise,
Do you want
motherfucker!
me to roll the damage 1 for each, or just for?
Oh no, if you're doing a thunder wave, I'd say a thunder step even. I'd say it's one big boom, so 1 damage to hit them both.
They both take 16 points of thunder damage.
And thunder damage is pretty decent damage to hit a jelly with. So, they take 16 points of thunder damage. As everyone else, you can see that as Christopher suddenly, like, boom, and appears beside you, there's a loud crack of thunder. And these things are kind of blasted outwards slightly. Their forms balloon out and then kind of start reshaping, but parts of their bodies have been, like, blown against the walls. The walls melt slightly where they've touched.
The thunder can be heard 300 feet away. Glad we shut that door.
Lots of little hammerings start happening on the door behind Mia.
That's me.
Okie dokie. In that case, we'll go on to Neat.
Yeah, Doggo was looking at that and going, nope. It's just like whinnying away from it. But I'm going to use my turn to see, like, what can I smell in the room? May I make a perception?
Yeah, make a perception with advantage if you're using smell.
Wait, perception? Perception. Oh, I only wrote it once. Okay, cool.
Are you smelling for anything in particular, or just trying to get the random smells of what's in the room?
Mostly if there's anything edible.
Ironically, yes.
Helping!
There is like a selection of cheeses and some vegetables on this shelf over here. There's a few cured meats as well that have been clearly salted and are being prepared. So yeah, lots.
Doggo's gonna go. Doggo's gonna go 5. Oh, that was my speed. Oh, it's 40. Hey, excellent. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm assuming I can get there. 25. Lean up on the table, grab some meat, lean down, start numbing.
Okie dokie. Doggo starts grabbing some meat and
helping,
chomping away at the meat, and as he kind of it's a big mastiff, nomming through this, and then at the end of your turn, you transform back into Jack. And by Jack, I'm just gonna move you a second, Christopher, because his token is under you. And by Jack, I of course mean Balthazar's token, because of course I do. There we go. Okay. And you kind of literally, you transform back into him. You still kind of got a little bit of meat in your mouth. That you're kind of...
Oh.
And you're like, what? You don't remember anything about being a mastiff. So you don't remember at all leaving the goblin room. You're just suddenly in here and there are these two black puddings kind of oozing towards you.
Jack will say, I have many questions, but I'll ask in a minute. And that's the end of my turn.
You'll also notice you feel like a bit of wetness from your nose and from your eyes. There's a little bit of blood trickling from those three places.
Oh no.
And it is Mia's turn.
Awesome. I would like to cast Wall of Fire around the puddings.
Okie dokie.
So I can make a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high and a foot thick.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I just want to create a wall that's just around them.
Okay.
So kind of. If
Basically,
I
going
do
stop.
this correctly, I'll. Is this? Aha!
Okie dokie. I can actually. Can you delete that? I've got one better.
Ah.
Ah.
So is it 20? Well, up to 20 feet, right? So I'm imagining you're not making it a full 20 feet, or you're going to burn like.
No, I'm not. So basically, it says up to 20 feet. So I just want encircling them.
Okay, so let's say like that, and we will. Can I? No, I don't want you to make you to the back. There we go. I have figured out layers. Awesome.
So that is that.
Okay.
And they need to make a dex saving throw.
Any creature within its area. Yeah. Yep. So they make dexes. Oh, my computer was frozen. Give me a second. Thank you, computer, for being a dick. Okay, what's their dex? Their dex is not great. Okay. D20 minus 3.
Nope.
Okay.
So they both take the full 29 points of fire damage.
Which is both good damage and seems to have, yeah, you've ringed them in with a wall of fire. Okay. Nice.
Okay, can I roll that d10 that I whispered to you about?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
We missed a D10 of damage off of Christopher's Thunderwave. Ah.
Wow, an entire point. Glad I made it.
Hey, every little helps. We've been in battles before where where things have escaped on 1
True.
HP. So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's another one off of each of them.
Thank you.
Pudding's turn. Oh, I can get rid of that one. Pudding's turn. And... oh, that's a weird one. Okay, cool. Ooh, okay. You can see both of the puddings. How tall is this wall of fire? Was it 20 feet high? So it's going to basically reach the ceiling.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. In that case, there is literally... 25 damage. Oh, okay, so they can just let through it. As it doesn't trap them, they will take damage, but they can blob their way out. And what's their speed? Oh, only 1, 2, 3. Oh no, yeah, that'll get them up to here. I'm gonna say Ithaca is fucked off and is reading a book or something. Okay. So, can you roll me the wall's damage again? I think. Wait. One side of the wall within 10 feet of that side or inside the wall. Okay, so actually.
No, it's when it ends its turn within.
So yeah, what's stopping them?
Of that side or inside the wall. Yeah, so seeing as how they're on the non-damaging side and they're ending their turn, they don't take the damage, unfortunately.
So for most creatures, they would be stuck for a bit, but these are oozes, and they can shrink. They can go through things up to 1 inch in diameter. That's gross. Okay, so they worm their way out. They can move 20 feet, which is 5, 10, 15, 20, exactly where they are. So can they reach Selena? I think that one can. Yeah. Okay. A pseudopod reaches out. Yay, tentacles. Ooh. That's okay. Right, let's see. So, roll this way. They only have 1 attack each, thankfully. So, Selena, this one's against you.
They'll miss.
And Jack, still not Balthazar. This one's against you, and I think that'll miss too.
Yeah, the 10. Yeah, that'll miss.
I assumed so. And that's the pudding's turn done. Selena, it's your turn.
Makes 0 sense. Yes. Oh no, it does. It does. Okay. I'm gonna do honest action. Past that. Behind this one.
Okay. Where is... In fact, I have that up and ready for you. Ba-da-da-da. Oh, yep, that was a bit slow, but there you go.
There it is.
Your flaming warhammer that I need to give you control of. There you go.
I don't think I can hit with it as soon as I cast it though.
Yes, you can.
I guess I'll 16 hit.
Yeah, definitely. These things have such shit AC.
I'll just do that. And I will try an Eldritch Blast it in the face.
And that will also hit. Same
What?
one?
Yes, same one.
Okay, yeah, that definitely hits it. Go for, and 3 points of damage.
Terrible.
Selena,
Yeah.
can you... Oh, it doesn't matter. You just take it. Okay. You take 8 points of acid damage as bits of it splash off onto you from the hammer hitting it and your Eldritch Blast hitting it.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Ow. That's fair. That's me done.
Okie dokie. Christopher.
So, having seen Selena get dealt damage from splashback, I'm going to Christopher take a couple of steps back and to the one at the south. Eldritch Blast.
Okie dokie. And I believe you've got agonizing back as well, don't you?
No, I don't.
Oh, I thought you took agonizing back. Okay. Okay, so first Eldritch Blast hits, 8 points of damage. You can see... Oh, 8. Jack, can you take 4 points of acid damage, please?
Okay.
Sorry, I know it's hard to tell it's within 5 feet of you, but it's because it's a large creature.
My brain has gone absolutely dum-dum. How many Eldritch Blasts do you get?
You've got 2.
Thank you.
And another one. Same one?
Yes.
Okie dokie. That's 10 points of force damage, hits it. And Jack, you take another 4 points of acid damage. As bits of it are blasted off into you, but this one's looking more hurt than the other one. There's not a lot of it left.
And that's me.
Okie dokie. That brings us to Jackson. You're not a doggo anymore. You can actually do stuff.
Yay! I'm hastily looking up about. I'm looking up Magic Stone. Cool. That is a bonus action. That's fine. Okay. So my action is going to be I'm going to disengage and get the crap out of there because I do not want to have acid splashing on me. No, no, no. So I'm going to go a 5, a 10, a 15, a 20. And then I'm going to do a Magic Stone at that guy over there. Which is a shebang.
Okie dokie. And that will hit it.
Hey, cool. Okay. And the damage is that.
Okie dokie. That's some measuring right there. Go for it. So if you've got nothing else to do, Mia, it's your turn.
Oh, is it now?
Missed
alrighty
measuring.
then.
Was it a certain point behind them, and was it a 20-foot radius?
Might have been.
Standard.
I know, right?
If it ain't
yeah.
right,
Absolutely.
you
So
clearly haven't set it on fire yet.
nope. Precisely. So the wall of fire vanishes
Yep.
as Mia gets rather narked that these things manage to frickin' get through her firewall. Goddamn Windows. So yeah, so centered on here, I'm a casting fireball
Okie dokie.
because fuck these guys. They need to make dex saves, please. Nope, nope.
So they take a full 31 points of damage, and with your fireball slamming into them, both of them explode. And you can see that the ooze splashes over the walls, things start melting a little bit. Roll d8. Selena takes 5 points of damage, and you'll notice that 5 golden rings fall out of them and crash to the floors. Ding, 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 ding. They roll around. Seem to be plain golden bands with wings decorating them.
I mean, I would step forward, but Lady Mage, would you kindly make things not on fire anymore?
Yeah, Mia, most of the hallway's on fire at the moment.
Yeah, I'll do my control flames to damp it down again.
Okie dokie. You managed to turn most of that off. Flames die down.
Yep, spend a bit of time just damping out everything.
Yep, not a problem. So yeah, the doorway is clear to you to go forward. You can see there's a lot of light coming through the door. It seems to open up into a bigger room. And yeah, those 5 golden rings have just fallen to the floor.
Jack will...
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I pick up a gold ring?
Absolutely.
If Christopher gets a chance to do this before Selene does that, Christopher's going to pull out his water skin and pour water over the rings. Because I assume there's bits of black pudding around that area.
And maybe hot.
Maybe hot, maybe acidic.
Maybe both.
Spicy.
So
Indeed.
with the pouring of the water,
Yeah.
you
Spicy.
managed to wash off the little bits of goo and ooze that were left over, and yeah, they do cool down. You can see that there is a visible cooling of them as steam rushes off of them, and they seem to be cool to the touch now.
I've got no qualms with Selena grabbing one. Or it's just... How's it?
I'll just grab just the one. Just the one. I don't need any more.
Ithaca picks one up as well and has a quick look at it. And as I said, they're decorated with wings. Look like bird wings, angel wings maybe, but feathered wings for sure. A band the whole way around, this gold band. Ithaca shrugs and
pick one up
puts it
as
on her
well.
finger.
Jack will be like, I guess we're all doing this then. Picks one up.
Okie dokie.
Suspiciously looks at the last one, picks it up, but doesn't put it on.
No, I haven't put mine on. I've
Yeah.
just put it in my pocket.
Yeah, same. Just put it in the pouch on her belt.
Okay.
Hard same.
Ithaca has legit put hers on because it's Ithaca.
Ithaca.
Just gonna give it 5 minutes to see if the finger turns black and falls off before following suit.
So, forward. When the kids are in there.
Can you give me a rough marching order as you guys head through?
Before we do, is there anything of note on this table that isn't crispy?
No, most of it has been burned.
Fair enough. That was easy enough.
It didn't seem like there was nothing magical that was drawn to that Selena was drawn to anyway, so it wasn't magical for sure.
Before we continue, Jack will say, okay, 2 questions. 1, what happened between now and the goblin room? And 2, why are my eyes bleeding?
Well, 1, you turned into a dog,
Uh,
and 2, I have no idea.
okay, the dog I can kind of explain. The dog is, that's...
Please
it's,
don't.
okay. I won't then.
It
Not
kind of
right now.
looked like meat.
We'll save the explanation for another point.
Okay, let's do that.
Hopefully that my eyes won't keep bleeding, but we'll figure that one out later, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
We get 5 minutes, maybe have a look. But in the meantime, yeah, Christopher's right. Let's get going.
Okay.
Is the door open or shut?
It's not even a door, it's an open archway. It's an open archway, rather large. There's what seems to be sunlight pouring through. But it can't be sunlight, obviously, but there is. Seems to be sunlight.
Markins doesn't mind going first.
Okie dokie. So Christopher's first.
I'll be after Christopher then. Don't mind.
Cool.
I'll go last.
No, I'll go behind here just in case something attacks us from the back.
Totally fair.
Okay.
Yeah, you should always have.
And Ithaca is reading a storybook.
What?
You should always have a non-squishy at the back.
Yeah, non-squishy at the back, non-squishy at the front.
Mia looks like she's gonna be offended, but then is like, oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, but like Selena's wearing chainmail and a massive shield, so it doesn't mean it in a bad way. She just means.
Yeah.
Sorry, my computer is frozen.
Armor.
But yeah, so essentially, you walk through this. You walk through into the what appears to be sunlight in front of you, and you step out into a room that's far larger than any room should be in. That's part of this house. It looks almost like an arena. There's sand beneath your feet, and although everything around you is, it almost looks like this is a coliseum. Top left of the page, please. And in this room, there are.
That is not a fucking park trip.
There is four tawny owls, 3 basilisks, 2 giant eagles, and a griffin in a pear tree.
Oh my god.
And that's where we're going to stop tonight, I'm afraid, because I think we're going to turn this into a 2-parter. It's almost 11 o'clock, and some of us have work tomorrow.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now you've got 5 gold rings. There's 4 giant owls, 3 basilisks, 2 eagles, and a griffin in a pear tree. I did not say that I'm not a cheesy as fuck writer of things. Sorry, what?
I'm unsurprisingly happy at this.
I am a cheesy as fuck writer for things like this, but yeah.
I love it. Wait till tomorrow.
I'm excited for tomorrow. But yeah, so depending, I mean, I don't imagine. I mean, next week is Christmas Eve. The week after that is New Year's Eve. So I'm imagining people are busy for those 2 days. So,
What?
I mean, not really.
No, not really.
not huge. I mean, if we end up wanting to put a game in before the 7th, that's fine. If not, the 7th will be the next time we come back into this, and we finish off a holiday in Barovia.
When does Pol Pot turn up?
When did what?
When does Pol Pot turn up?
The
Cambodian dictator.
There's only.
No.
I do like
That's
this song.
not the clue from the song, then. Is it?
I do like that song. It makes me happy. But yes, so there is this room, and there is one more room, and then yeah.
Oh.
I will say, however, this was something I was going to wait. I mean, I've got a few things to happen at the end of this little adventure, but there is something you guys can do between now and the next one, and that is level yourselves up to level 10.
Yes! Yes!
It's SJ's Christmas present to us.
You have been a very kind DM. Merry Christmas.
There may be more presents for each of your characters in-game at the end of this little adventure, too. But yeah.
Is it a new patron who's not a massive prick?
You're not sure.
Aww.
Christopher's not sure why, but Yaugui's really pissed at him right now. But yeah, so yes, we'll level up to level 10 before the next one, before you potentially fight a giant aviary. Also, yeah, finding the right kind of burbs to fit
Wow.
Thank you.
This has been really fun. Well done.
I mean, the fact that immediately I took one look at it and went, "That's not a bloody." Clearly, obviously, I knew what you were going for.
I'm glad though. Yeah, I hoped that by laying them out the way I did, it would be obvious what I was trying to do. But yeah, I'm really glad you got that really quick. So yeah. So you dealt with Christmas present mimics. You dealt with goblins dressed as elves. You dealt with living Christmas trees and trap Christmas trees. And now you've got the sign above the
Can you
door.
put him?
I didn't tell you. The sign above the door literally says, "All the songs are real," is what it says above this door. So yeah, I think we need to give Yaogui a tiny Christmas hat and a little white beard.
Really done.
Yes.
I refer you to the Witcher meme of
No.
Witcher grumpy
smiley face.
sword.
And yeah, so for everyone at home, thank you very much for being here. We were up over 30 people at one point. That was friggin' awesome. I'm really happy.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, we're at the end of the session and we're still like 16, 17 people, which
Wow.
normally people filter off. But yes, thank you very much for being here. I hope you liked it. It was a bit of a weird one, but I think a good one. I really quite liked doing this. And you can see what happens at the end of a holiday in Barovia. And I want to sing it every time I say it. On the 7th of January, all things go to plan. So
Not the
yeah.
7th day of- no?
What?
Not the 7th day of Christmas, then, no.
And a partridge in a... yes, so thank you everyone. Everyone at home, thank you very much. See you after Christmas in the new year. Hopefully 2021 is fucking better. And well, I might still stream between now and then, but we won't be doing D&D. It'll be like little streams when I can. And yeah, so yeah, say goodbye, players. And this is Guest Jay signing off for the
Bye,
night.
players.
Bye, players.
Damn it. Everyone beat me to it.